What is up? What is up? Sorry for like the last minute stream. I wasn't even sure if I was actually going to stream tonight because I'm like half I'm tired and half like a bunch of stuff going on. Plus, next week's going to be crazy and I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to handle next week, but we'll see as we go. What's up, Patches? Hope you're doing well. Venom, what's up? Kostka, am I saying that right? Kostka? McCain. Hey, huge fan. What's up, CJ? Thanks for the kind words. I appreciate it. The feedback, the kind words keeps things flowing. What's up, Suit? Yeah, next week, for those that weren't here for the last week's live, I am planning on actually streaming Final Fantasy Rebirth because I don't have time for games, but I'll make time for Final Fantasy 7. I love the first one, and I'm sure I'm gonna love the second one, and I just don't know how I'm going to do it, though, because I got to keep up with the Meshuggah Mondays and everything else, so I might just push through it. See if I can get an early recording for Meshuggah Monday and do that. I'm currently, like, just a smidge through Chapter 10, so we'll see if that's enough to cover Meshuggah Monday or not. Hype for the Twitch streams. Yeah, I still don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I still think that I might do it on YouTube, but again, I'm just so leery of copyright strikes. So I don't think they'll strike the channel, but they will most likely claim it. I don't know. It's a big question mark for me. I honestly hate Twitch. I hate Twitch so much. I don't want to go to Twitch, but YouTube isn't content creator friendly or streamer friendly. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably decide at the last minute. I'll probably say that I'm gonna do Twitch, and then at the last minute I'll just switch to doing YouTube and then deal with the issues. I meant to like at Square Enix and say like, what the hell, like, are you guys gonna be streamer friendly? But usually what happens there is that Square Enix themselves is okay with it being streamed. It's for me, when I was streaming Final Fantasy 14, it wasn't Square Enix that was claiming me. It was like the musicians for like particular songs, because Square Enix doesn't own the rights to the actual song. It's those companies that claim it. So it's like, I don't know what to do. But anyways, but yeah, that's that. I have this ready to go, which we are going to do some score fixing. I love utilizing the live stream to fix my scores because I am super far behind on like rating a lot of, like, I still have Attack on Titan to score, and I can make some people mad with my scores on that stuff. But as per usual, there's a lot of stuff that I haven't scored that's just really old, and I don't really know what to score anymore. I always kind of like leave them there in case like one day for some reason I get an itch to rewatch it. Like I've been wanting to rewatch Banner of the Stars and Crest of the Stars for a long time now, but we'll see. Are you with the chat time? That's exactly what it is. See, you're getting it. It's to come here and tell me that I'm wrong for putting, I don't know, let's start with this one, Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2. See, now I gotta remember which one's which. So it was a final part 2, and then there was a final chapters 1, and then final chapters 2. Yeah, okay, so it was here. This was actually a decent season. I'd probably say a 7. And then part 1, I don't remember exactly what happened in that one. That one's kind of a snore fest. I mean, there was one good point in it, but the most of it was a snore fest. 5. And then finally the finale. 5. I think that's pretty much where I land on those ones. But I don't think anybody on the chat's gonna disagree. It's like everybody that follows me is I don't know, I created an echo chamber, but hey, that is what it is. I didn't really get too much blowback with my opinions on Attack on Titan and how it ended. I think it had a great start, but it just did this whole thing. It never got to like it was bad. 5's not bad. Like, I have to remind people that yes, my rankings are using the full spectrum. I use anywhere from 1 all the way up to 10 because I have to differentiate, just because I do too many top lists and I need to know exactly where things stand against each other. So 5's a good. 5's okay. It's good. It's good. Still haven't watched the season 3 onwards. Yeah, season 3, 1 and 2, I think those are like where everybody I think is like positive, and then it's mixture after that. Because I think most people like part 1, or was it part 2 that most people like? I forget. He's like that whole segment with the tower and stuff like that. People love that whole segment, which I do too. It kind of lost me after the time jump, I think. And it was the same with the manga. I read the manga first, and it kind of just went downhill from there. Getting any new Blu-rays recently? Just Mushoku Tensei. Mushoku Tensei, and before then was Evangelion Blu-ray set, and then I got a free copy of I got a gift copy of the Ping Pong Club, so that was epic. But no, I've been cutting back on my Blu-ray buys. I'm like, with everything that happened with Funimation, isn't it like just one of those moments that just like encourages you to go online and just try to find as many Blu-rays as possible that you love? Because I think there's still like 200 plus shows they still have to transfer over from Funimation, plus the loss of ownership of digital ownership stuff. So it's like Funimation, Crunchyroll is like wants you to be digital because obviously they want your sub. They don't want you to buy Blu-rays. They're just like Netflix in that regard. And so having those moments where they kind of rub that in your face that you don't own things is kind of one of those pushes to maybe I should just focus on buying stuff rather than paying a sub. Average score is between 1 out of 10 and 10 out of 10, 5.5. So 5 is below average by 0.5. By 0.5 is not that big of a difference. Did you want me to say 5.5? I mean, technically Mao's mean score is 7. So it weighs towards 7. It should be, yeah, it should be like 6, I think. Crunchyroll has been kind of leaning towards buying them again. Yeah, I mean, I have no shortage. One of these days, whenever I do my room tour, you'll see that. It's like pretty much from this wall all the way down to this corner. And then I have another shelf over there behind the camera, or that way from the camera. I don't know, last time I counted, no, that was my novels. It's a lot. Like I said, it was like this period of time where I had tons of disposable income with my last job. And for those who don't know, this channel was opened up from unboxing videos. And one of my favorite ones to do was Right Stuff sales. I would just buy crap tons of like dirt cheap Blu-rays and just fill up the collection, just hoping that one day, hoping that one day all of the streaming services dies, and then I'll be sitting here comfy with all my Blu-rays to watch and DVDs. Unfortunately, there was a lot of stuff that never got Blu-ray releases, like was it Bunny Drop? No, it was Servant X Service. Servant X Service never got a Blu-ray release, and that made me hate it so much. I was like, I wanted a Blu-ray so bad of that. Even Mushishi never got a Blu-ray release, which really sucked as well. That's why I started collecting. Yeah, I mean that's just like games. I've always been priority to buy physically the game, even though I know that I won't play it again, possibly after I finish it the first time. I still want it there in case someday down the road. Like I still have my old consoles. I have my as far back as NES, a top-loading NES. I lost my drawer NES. I remember Servant X Service. It's such a good show. It's so good. Such a good show. The comedy in that one was just pure gold. Tucker Spirit being a Sigma, I see. You have to define Sigma for me in that regard. But yeah, it is oddity of collectors that you don't, nobody, a lot of people say they don't collect because they don't have room, and in a lot of cases nobody really has room for it all. I mean, yes, technically some people have more space than other people. Like me, I had to make room, and that's by creating these shelves up here, which you can't really see. Those are floating shelves, so I made all those, and it goes around the entire room. See if I can get back to where it was. Otherwise, it's gonna bug me later when I record. It's gotta be perfectly right there. I'm so picky about where my camera's facing. But no, these are all hand built. I did that. I rebuilt them this last Christmas. It's a pain in the butt, but it was because I don't have room against the walls, so I just made room up along the roof. Because I mean, it's one of those things where you look up into your ceiling, and you're like, there's nothing there. It's a perfect spot for them. But they're not very difficult to build. And I built them twice now. But yeah, you just kind of make room. But yeah, if you have like an apartment or something like that you can't really build shelves and stuff like that, I understand that. What's up, Duke? Hope you're doing well. Just chilling and talking. I didn't really plan anything big in this stream, just to relax and talk about my ratings and stuff like that. Nice shirt, by the way. Thank you. Everybody got mad when I changed my shirt, and then I wanted to wear my comfy jacket, and then people got mad again. I can never win with people with my wears. Like, some people say same shirt. Master of getting tension with thumbnails. Suck his exist 5 out of 10 and clicked it. I put it there for Adrian, and Adrian hasn't showed up yet, so I don't know. I'm getting better with the clickbait. My thumbnails have changed over the years. I never want to be clickbait, because technically, yes, Kiss Exists in my list is 5 out of 10, so that's not clickbait. That is literally where I have it. I try to be truthful with my thumbnails, but I do like to be catchy. And I've shifted to making them like a more prominent character on the screens for the thumbnails. I'm Bunny Drop. It hits hard. Just don't read the manga. Bunny Drop is really good, though. The anime is really good. What was my thoughts on today's episode of Week's Tamer? I did not get to watch it. I watched Farron, and then I started reading Mushoku. I meant to watch it, though. Yeah, I don't have a room. But you have, like bags you can put them. Find a place to stuff them. Rent a storage space. You must collect. Yo, fish tanks up there? No fish is up there. Just the blue LEDs. Unless you're talking about them. This is Deep Sea Miku right here. This is the Ranger Murata. I don't know if she has a name. Then I have it's getting weird doing that way. Hatsune Miku. I think what was it? I forget which edition it is. And then Hollow, and then behind them is the girl from Grisaya and Tomoya. Oh no, Tomoyo, sorry. I get them mixed up. Is it Tomoya? It's Tomoya. I like the uniform look. A bunch of stores are removing physical media from their shelves. I heard maybe Best Buy and Target and possibly Walmart. I've heard Best Buy, but I haven't heard the other two. I doubt Walmart would ever do it. Target, I can see. But I'd be curious to know what the move is, unless it's not moving. I can see them just totally not seeing that it's moving and then use that space for something else. There's a lot of profit in Blu-ray sales. The problem is selling it. And when they have to end up in bargain bins, that's where they're literally cutting most of their profits. It's just sitting there. But there is a gain to it being there, because then it draws in people, and then they can sell actual ones that get profit. But still, it's a risk, I guess, and everything else. The real secret is that the wall is just that shirt and duplicates. The real question is why there's 7 heavenly virtues. Oh, where are the 7 heavenly virtues at? The show? Are you gonna go full spoiler in the title? For the videos now. Fern had another frustrating cliffhanger this week. They're good at doing those. I don't think they're frustrating. I mean, well, I guess there's a difference. Like, Solo Leveling is a prime example for me of bad cliffhangers, where it doesn't feel exciting, and it feels lackluster. Like nothing happened. You just feel like nothing happened. There's cliffhangers where like something happens, you're like, crap, I want to know what happens next. And there's like cliffhangers where it's like, why did we stop there? Like, why did we stop there? Give me something to chew on. Don't just cut away like that. So it's a mixed bag. It's definitely a mixed bag. I need to jump back and forth between chat and doing these. Otherwise, I'm never gonna get any of them done. I mean, if I sit here and talk the whole time with you guys, that's fine. Arm Girl Machiavellism. I did not like that show at all. It's not bad though. I'd probably put it like a 4. Cause of like when was that? It's got to be like what, 2017, I think. That's a long time ago. Fern gets me hyped for the next week's episode where Solo Leveling makes me upset. Exactly. There was only one ending of Solo Leveling's episodes that I was like, okay, that's a good stopping point. It was like the one where they finally finished that dungeon where he had to take lives. It's like, okay, that was finally a good stopping point. Mashal question mark? Ugh. Did you see Mashal on here? Did I skip Mashal? I'm not a big fan of Mashal. It's not bad though. Oh, Paris and Frost. I never scored Paris and Frost. Ooh, that's a good question. It's definitely not a good ending. And obviously it's ongoing. Did they have announced another Arknights yet? I don't think they announced it. It was supposed to be, I mean, if it was going by Paris and Frost announcement, that would have been December. And I didn't hear anything on that. Man.
Arigato.
Alright, Ellie, later. Thanks for dropping by. Hey, Sization, thanks for the membership. Appreciate the support, man. Hope you enjoy the emotes, even though they're all just from Mashoko Monday and just nothing but Mashoko. There's a dog in there, which is, like, very universal. I'm gonna go... I'm gonna put 8, I think. Maybe 9. I'm gonna do 9. No, I'm gonna keep 8. 8's good. I'm not gonna oversell Arknights. I do love it though. You gotta move Kingdoms of Ruin up to 9, aren't you? No. I am not. I will not be doing that. Tsukimichi season 2. I haven't done a video on that yet, have I? We did do a podcast. We talked about Tsukimichi, which releases on Tuesdays, our podcast. But no, I didn't make a video on it. I did do a recap video. I didn't do it very well, so I didn't really want to cover it. I do like to cover what I like to cover, and I was pretty negative on season 2 so far, but I am enjoying it. It's not bad. Ayaka's gonna be I don't know. This is an easy. No, that was a 2. It's not like the bottom of the barrel, but it's pretty darn close. Bang Dream season 1 was really good. I think 6 strong. I think 6 is strong for that one. I didn't finish Kingdoms of Ruins, but I read the manga after episode 1. Definitely a series that does better in the manga format. Well, they weren't like doing a really good job visually on that show. I mean, it was fine early on, but it kind of fell apart pretty quickly. But I didn't hear that it was not like a bad... I didn't hear that it was a bad adaptation or anything like that. Yeah, I switched to AniList at some point because I got frustrated with the UI of Mal and their decisions, and they didn't have an app for the longest time, and AniList did. So I was like, I'll use AniList. Plus, there's like a bunch of dumb posts here. Like, I can so easily view everything and not see all the drama that's on. Like, Mal's got so much drama on it. Mal's got so much drama on it. Like, you can't click on a show without seeing drama all over the place in that website. Here I can't see it, so I'm happy. There's probably plenty of drama in AniList. I just don't see it. That's fine with me. As long as I don't see it, I'm happy. Am I the strongest? It's like a 3. That show was just... The sister was cute. The rest of it was blah. Returner's Magic was solid. They need another season, though. I'd probably say a 5. They didn't announce a Kingdom of Ruins second season, did they? Mal moment. But I don't ever look at the reviews. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to miss it sometimes. I don't know. I'm just overcomplicating it. After school, Hanako-kun it had one good episode. So a quarter of the show was good. I see a 3. They should have made another season. The light novel for I Am the Strongest wasn't that good either. I dropped it after volume 4. Yeah, the problem that it has is that it has a decent setup, and then it just kind of goes into the norms. Here's an OP protagonist, just kind of keeps just rolling along with it. Gearless! What the hell, dude? Gearless, thank you so much, dude. I think now you're just like dropping by whenever I live. Like, he never drops by for Mashiko Mondays anymore because he's like, oh, I can get a reaction out of him if I go live. Gearless, you're amazing. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you so much. Back to work. All right, dude. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for your support. It means so much to me, dude. I think Gearless is like holding up the channel by himself. I appreciate it, man. It was mid. Yeah, it's kind of just there. Kind of exists. The reboot is coming for Hanako-kun? I thought that was the reboot. Was After School Hanako-kun. Wasn't that what they announced afterwards? All right, when's Mishiko Volume 26 review? It's gonna be a while, dude. Another 2 years. It's work. Sorry, they keep me busy on Mondays these days. Sorry. Oh, I'm just giving you a hard time, man. I appreciate it. I always tell everybody, just like, if you can make it there, you can make it there. Otherwise, the stream's still there, and you can chat with me afterwards if somebody has some comments about it. Just don't send me spoilers. I have people look at my DMs, make sure people don't send me spoilers. I have these times where people like contact me, hey man, I like your Mashiko Mondays, and I'm like, I click on it, and I'm like, I'm reading it very carefully. I've gotten to the point now where I can read somebody's comment, and I know how they kind of. This is probably a very difficult thing for me to explain, or it is a difficult thing for me to explain. It's like when you're reading a sentence, you can almost imply their intent before you get through the entire sentence, so you know whether they're going into a spoiler. So I'm just like, I'll click and highlight, send it to the mods. Is this okay? Is there anything spoiler in here? And then they tell me yes or no, or they tell me that I just leaked a very important DM to them. 2 years for volume 26. I don't know. You have been going at a pretty good pace. You might get there. Yeah, the problem is that I'm running into right now is that I'm down to like 2 chapters of video. But we'll get there eventually. I just want to take my time. I've been told plenty of times by people to just take my time and just go with it. Am I going to react live to Crunchyroll Anime Awards this year? Yes. There's no way that I skip out on that content. I'll probably do it with web gaming again. We had a lot of fun last time. People seem to like web gaming. He seems like he's an alright dude. He's a little controversial at times, but it is what it is. 16-bit sensation? I wanted to like it. Is 3 too harsh? It started so good. But the rest of it sucked. I'm doing 3. I wanted to like it so much. Yeah, I'm hoping that Crunchyroll Anime Awards has Granny Later again. That was just like, forget everything that happened at the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. The Granny Later was like chef kiss, dude. It was like whoever decided that was like genius. We're still debating to this day if that was AI or if it was an actual old lady that was on the microphone. Let's fix the Chain Soldier score 9 out of 10 and we can call it a day. I haven't scored Chain Soldier yet. It's not done yet. I don't score anything before it ends. Hope everyone has done their part for physical copies of Mushoku Tensei Special Book. What's their part? Did they announce they're going to do a physical copy of it? Oh, you mean like telling them. Okay. Yes, I hope everybody has told them. There's apparently some controversy going right now, so they posted their feedback link. So if anybody wants a quick access, their Twitter account has the feedback link. I'm not gonna score any of these. They're too long ago that I don't remember. Dummy Mike's not. I mean, it's fine. It's like a 3-2. As a digital artist and a gamer going back to the 16-bit era, even before that, I love 16-bit sensation. I love the concept and I love the passion. I just don't like the I don't like how it got sidetracked. It started off by being about the passion of the art and the retroness of like its origins, and it quickly shifted into business and politics and AI stuff. It went this route, and I wanted to stay in about the passion of the creation and the art of it, and how they did the stuff, the dithering stuff like that. All that stuff's really super cool. How they limited their color processing, how they scan stuff in, pixel by pixel generation of the art itself. All that stuff was great. But then it went into, let's talk about the business, and let's talk about how it's been the gaming sphere has been corrupted and all that stuff. I feel like every Crunchyroll award is just a swarming of Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer didn't get any. Did it get any picks this year? But yeah, that year that Mugen Train got a TV anime and it got one award for animation, I was like, I wanted to throw something. I'm like, really? Berserk's been a long time, but I can probably safely say that's a 9. I know that's going to be controversial. Question for Andrew: if you could be isekai into any anime world, which one would be most want to be reincarnated someone into? We had this question a while back, and I think we came to like conclusion of trying to find the safest one possible, because it's like, yeah, you want to immediately say things like Mushoku Tensei where your waifus and stuff are at, but then it's like, but that world sounds like it sucks. Like, all the worlds suck. Like, all of them are full of like the most horrible things possible. I think the last time we asked somebody asked this, I said farming life in another world, just because it's like it's safe and happy. or like Kuma 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 Bear or something, just so that you don't have to worry about like dangerous crap happening. Dude, I never scored Big Wind Up. Big Wind Up is so good, dude. I say 8. I'm gonna put 8 across the board. Big Wind Up is super good, dude. If anybody has not watched Big Wind Up, it is easily one of my favorite sports animes ever. All 3 of them. 8s. Gabby, what's up? Hope you're doing well. For me, it'd be High School DxD. Lol. Bookworm. Yeah, see, Bookworm would be terrible. Bookworm sounds horrible, dude. Like, especially if you're put in the commoners area. I mean, yeah, you could probably just kind of just have a decent commoner life, you know, just kind of scraping by day. But like, it's ruled by those with magic. So if you're without magic, you're literally just scum of the earth. You're just a stepping stone for everybody else. Everything's ruled by the royal class and everything. That's a horrible place to live. That's a horrible place to live. I mean, yes, in the context of being isekai'd and you are the protagonist, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good options there, because most of them have like, you become an OP character. A campfire cooking, if you get the hell out of the First Nation and hide your head, yeah, sure, you could probably make it there as well. But I mean, is the concept that you get the powers the main character has? Because X's should be higher than a 5. Clickbaited! Sylvanas, who has been clickbaited. I should make a sound effect. You've been clickbaited. Because X's is easily a 10. I would rather be summon people from an anime fantasy world to real life, like recreators. That would be fun. I would just like the chaoticness of that. I forgot how many big windups there are. I guess it was 2 specials. It's been so long. Blamu. See, the problem with Blamu is that it's literally like a trailer. It's like it's a movie, obviously, so it's a pretty decent length, but like it in itself is just not satisfying. I do have the whole series. I have the big text version of it, but it's a good movie. Like, it is a fun movie. I probably say 7's good. I think 7. Yeah, 7's good. Blamu's movie is pretty decent. His Exis is goated and only outdone by Sora. No, I'd easily rewatch Kiss Exis before I watch that. Kiss Exis is at least a lot of fun and funny. A lot of fun and funny. Bang Dream is my go. I never rated that one. How do you rate a show when half of it is so infuriating and hard to watch? Does that mean that you just give it a 5? No. Oh, this is a hard one. I 6 or 7 maybe? By scoring it low. I'm gonna go 6. I'm gonna give it a 6. I did like this one. The half of it is really good. It's just the melodrama sucks. They suck at melodrama. I felt like the way that Demon Slayer. You felt that way with Demon Slayer second season. Yeah, I've talked to death my thoughts of Demon Slayer second season. It was good animation and action. It just was kind of boring story-wise because nothing really happens for a long time. Sorry to be late. Do halt. That is normal for you. Didn't get the notification. Yeah, sure. Great excuse there, dude. I know you. I know you say that a lot. No, though, you never do say it's the notification's fault. You just say that you're late. I'll give it an 8. If I don't like it, I'll ignore it and pretend it never existed. Oh, Berserker Gluttony 2. I'm not even gonna hesitate on that one. Berserk Gluttony was just kind of a. It happened, and I don't even know why I finished it. What else? These are all very old. B&A, I really enjoyed. The first half of it kind of sucks, though. I think 7's good for B&A. Is that bad, Berserk Gluttony? Yes. It's just, yeah. It gets too... It too quickly turns into the overpowered main character, while at the same time acting like he's not overpowered. Is that whole thing. Sayonara, is that supposed to insight? Is it up here? I think I seen it earlier. Or are you just yelling out random things? You guys need to specify if you're just yelling random things or have to find it. I think I do have Sayama. I guess towards the bottom, though. But I think I do have one that's not scored. But I thought I scored them all recently because I did recently watch them again. And there is segments that I didn't like. Sayonara Zetsubat Sensei is great, but it also has a problem with getting kind of stuck on a joke for too long. But I do love the series, though. I'd probably 7. Let's 7 them. I couldn't even tell you if certain ones are better than other ones. Kicks assist 10 out of 10, or 20 out of 10. Well, there is 2 sisters, so you get 10 each. I wonder how many anime there are which title with X on the middle are actually pronounced. I mean, there is X. That's a show, is X. But typically, no, they don't. I know a lot of games do. Like Street Fighter Cross, they usually go cross. Like Street Fighter Cross Tekken. What was that other one? The one with all the Capcom characters. Hunter X Hunter. I just say it because people don't know to type the X. So like when Spy Family was coming out, like whenever I was covering it, I would say Spy. We can't play it right here. I would say Spy X Family because people. I mean, you have to type that. For the longest time, if you Google searched Spy Family, you would get like there was some. Wasn't it like an old movie or something like that in America? So you had to type X Family for it to know what the hell you're looking for. So me speaking it, yeah, I had to say X. And the actually guys come in, actually, you don't say that. And then you had like all the top like anti-tubers were making videos out of it. You don't say it. Like they're bestowing knowledge upon everybody. I hated it. It might have been Spy Kids. Actually, I think it may have been Spy Kids. Second season, better than the second half of the first season. Not 66. The score is 66. Yeah, I'm gonna go 6. Not a popular opinion, but 6 I think is good. I did get my "you're finally doing something" Spy times family. Exactly. I should have done that. I should have done that. With my coverage, the moment people started doing the actually thing, I should have been saying that. Oh, I'm going to keep that. I'm going to save that in my back pocket. If I ever cover Spy Family again, I'm going to say Spy times family. Spy multiplied by family. That's so good. That is so good. My gosh, student council discretion. Is that the show that I'm thinking of? Okay, we're digging back in my brain right now. If this is the one I'm thinking, this show was so bad. I don't think this is what I'm thinking of. No, because the one I'm thinking of is I think it's a short. I think this show was decent. Oh my gosh, dude. I hate looking at my old stuff that I should have scored. Man, you and I have different tastes. That's a good thing. You want to be talking to people that don't have the same taste as you, right? I dropped the extra most shows because it sounds better to me without it. Hunter x Hunter's Kiss Sis. See, I don't think I've ever said Kiss Sis. I always say Kiss X Sis. Sunday Without a God in left corner. I can't believe I even finished that. It started so good. Like, the beginning segments of Sunday Without God is such a great opening. And the music. Freaking the music's so good. The show contains depictions of student council. Student council discretion is advised. True, but the spectrum and interest is wild. Gosh, Scum's Wish. I think it's more Setsuba Sensei. More 7s. Let's get this out of the way. I don't think I ever had a season of... Setsuba Sensei is at least consistent. Like, I don't think I've ever had a season where I'm like, that one was a bad season and that was a good season. I know that it progressively got better, though. And I think it's because they just kept adding characters. I need to find a good show. I'm scoring bads, and I need to get a good show in here. Oh my God. No, hold on. Give me a second. Wait, I gotta get this out of the way. Let me do that one really quickly. Let's get Protocol of Rain. Protocol Rain out of the way. Isekai Harem Labyrinth. It was okay. It was okay. Scum's Wish was good. I did enjoy Scum's Wish. Is Seirin just Amigami SS but a bit worse? If I remember correctly, yes. I don't remember Seirin so much, but I did enjoy Amigami SS. So that tells you something that's like that forgettable. Did I see Seikon no Kai? I recognize it. Let's see what Mal says. Mal says no. Mal says no. I'll believe Mal, though. You got Overtake there and Pluto. Where's Overtake? Pluto is 8. The first half is not. The first half is, besides like the whole thing with the pianist. Like, the first half is like, eh. But once you get past that first half, it just freaking takes off. So I'm taking 2 points off because the first half is kind of not great. But it could be an 8 or 9. Best fan service anime ever. It looks familiar, so I might have watched it. I just don't remember it. Where was Overtake? There it is. Overtake. Seven or 8? This is another one that kind of has a okay start. I'm gonna go 8. It's great. I like it. I like it. Imagine Amigami SS was actually about getting the love of female Waffens SS soldiers. I guess that's a good way to put it. Come on, no anime tops high school DxC for fan service. The best fan service anime I think currently for me is probably Immoral Guild. I think that has cemented itself as one of my favorite fan service. It's not. It's literally borderline. It's borderline H. Let's be perfectly honest. But Peter Grill first season was really good. The second season looked like Garbo. Moral Guild's so good, dude. I love that show. Gushing's fighting for it. Gushing is definitely fighting for it. There's a thing though, is like Gushing technically, like, I do raise an eyebrow at some of that stuff, and I'm not like a big BDSM fan. So Immoral Guild still holds the cake for me because it has a fantasy twist with it. Immoral Guild and Gushing over Magical Girls has better fan service. Quasar is gains superpower the anime. I mean that's like you just literally like described like 15 different anime right there off the top of my head. If we're talking current, the Chain Soldier. Chain Soldier's it's more of an action with an ecchi bookend. Like it doesn't keep it consistently like that. I don't have Paranoid Agent. Shoot, I think that's I do want to rewatch it, but I think it's a 9. It's been a while for me. It's not my favorite of his stuff. Everything else of his is a 10 out of 10 for me. Satoshi Kon's movies are perfect. I don't think, from what I remember, there was some low points in the TV series. But man, I wish he was around longer to do more TV series though. But I mean, if he works good as movies, just keep doing movies if he was still around. But oh my gosh, our Fox, our home, the Fox Deity show. This show, what was the name of it? I remember it by the Japanese name. Wagaya no Onari-san. Yeah, that was it. Okay, yeah, this show is so good. I actually really like this show. God, this is like, when was this? 2008? I think I watched it when I got back into anime at like 2010. When I really started getting back into anime. But no, Chain Soldier's like one of those ones where it's like, I'm just sitting there waiting for the next big ecchi moment. It's not like it's always there. I haven't watched this one. It's super wholesome if I remember correctly. The Fox Deity was great. Just kept jumping back and forth between male and female. It was great. But it just, apparently some weird like copy protection thing was up on the screen. This monitor I have right here has a problem with copy protection stuff. Who has time to rewatch anime if it's not your favorite? Only favorites deserve rewatching. You watched Sagatani Evil and Code Geass about 3 times. Yeah, I barely have time for watching like my favorites over again. It's just I think I would have more time to rewatch stuff if there wasn't for the fact that like so much stuff comes out each season. Which I am trying to get to the point now where I don't watch everything and then like focus on other stuff because there's little benefit to sitting there trying to watch everything. I do like the idea of finding the gems, but I don't know that it's a good thing sometimes. Oshinoko. Yeah, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable with 10 on Oshinoko. I think I loved every single episode of that show. Fox Deity is not available. Yeah, I would doubt it's anywhere. I think it was originally on Funimation. I think I originally watched it on Funimation. It may have been on the Anime Network, though. No, it might have been the Anime Network. The Pikachu image seems weirdly terrifying. Pikachu's Vacation? Pikachu. Oh my gosh, I never did Rankin and King's Treasure Chest of Courage. Like 4 episodes of it sucked. The rest of it was amazing. So I'm gonna put it 8. The other episodes make up for it. In fact, the fight in episode 7, Himari's sister won my respect, loses an arm, and still fires back. Can always strike a pose. If you watch enough anime, you should already have the idea of the anime is maybe worth watching, good or bad. Yes and no. I've had times where I come into a show and it's just not working, but at some point it just kind of takes off. Like, a good example is Danger to My Heart. I watched Danger to My Heart the first, like, what, 2 or 3 episodes, and I was like, okay, this is it's the dumb reject guy that gets the girl, the hot model girl. And so there was a small side of me that was like, I don't know if I'm gonna keep watching it. I might just drop it because I don't have the time right now. And because I stuck with it, I found out that it was an incredible, freaking incredible show. So I don't really subscribe to the idea of the 3-episode rule. Some people do a 2-episode rule. Just because I've had too many times where I kept watching and suddenly it just took off into something else and then did something really incredible. Another example is, what was that show? My Home Hero? My Home Hero is another example that, even though I didn't like its presentation and everything, I stuck with it and I really liked it. Yamada Must Protect. Pickers in my peak. It's so wholesome. Really like Revisions, even though I wasn't too hot on the first year. Yeah, Revisions is another good example. Revisions has a really, really good ending. Like, the Shinji sucks in that show. They have a Shinji character that I can't empathize with. Like, Shinji I empathize with. But they had, like, a very Shinji character that I couldn't empathize with. Might drop Danger to My Heart becomes a contestant for top 10 anime of all time, right? Fern is either 4 or 8. You mean the episode that you had to watch too? What does that mean? No, I mean in Japanese grammar or syntax. What does that number mean? 3-episode rule is not very good measurement. Yeah, me and Chris figured that out really quickly when we were doing the podcast. At some point, it was just like, yeah, it just doesn't work. Yes, to be fair, the concept of the 3-episode rule does technically have merit in the idea that it typically is 3 episodes to get to the hook point of a volume. Like, in a lot of adaptations, the first 3 episodes is a volume worth of content. And a lot of writers will try to hook you with the first chapter if they're doing chapter-by-chapter publications, especially like a manga. Not so much with the novels, but in a lot of cases the novels. But in most cases, they're trying to hook you with that last chapter of that volume. And with some certain adaptations, not all of them, some of them can take an entire season to do it in a single volume, like 86 did. But in a lot of cases, a single episode, or 3 episodes is that first volume, which is that hook. So it sort of makes sense, but I don't think it works. I don't think it works in most cases, and I think with how adaptations are getting away from that, in a lot of cases, you don't have that first volume end with the first 3 episodes. It doesn't work anymore. Shinoko, for example, the kid of my Oshi. Oh, you mean the translation? I think I missed some of the titles in my first impressions series, namely Cherry Magic and Momichi House. Yeah, Cherry Magic, I thought it was actually pretty wholesome, but I only watched a single episode, so I didn't want to talk on it. Momichi House, I never got around to it. I also didn't do Ninja Kamui, which I'll probably do Sunday ? My Hero Academia is 10 out of 10, even though the first 5 episodes are absolute trash. I actually like the beginning of My Hero Academia. I actually think the first 2 seasons were really good, but it hasn't really been good after that. Having the opposite experience with the novels, I have read many ones, and I don't pick up the up until it doesn't pick up until volume 3 or 4. Well, that's what I mean. In a lot of cases, they don't really fall in that category anymore. And yeah, that works for the source material too. 3 episodes could never equate to you to miss out on the big payoff. Well, that's what kind of sucks, is if they don't adapt more enough to be able to cover all that stuff, it does kind of suck. Let's see, Yamada. Wow, there's a ton in here that are like recents too. My unique skill, it just didn't do enough good. It didn't look good either. My Tiny Senpai, another one that didn't really do enough unique. It's wholesome though. My Tiny Senpai is like a not good version of... What was the other one called? Carrot and Die. Carrot or Die. Yes, that was like the only thing I liked. I liked the bunny. That was the only thing I liked. It was the bunny. How was the other one? My Senpai is Annoying. That show's so much better. So much better. My Happy Marriage. I'm gonna do 7. 7 or 8. It's really good though. Yamada level 99, I really liked. I think it's a solid 7 as well. I enjoyed it. Mother Goddess Tortori, it was so... 4. It was better than most of the harem dorm type shows. And the ecchi's good. But yeah, I don't think it did enough to really set itself aside. Tsukiyomi Moonphase, holy crap. Such a good OP. If you guys have not watched Tsukiyomi Moonphase OP, it's so freaking good. Nikomimi Moto. Yeah, Clue's First Friend. I really liked it, but I don't know that I would score it high just because it does get repetitive. I'm probably going to say 6. Which is good. But I don't think it's a great show. Super wholesome though. If you're feeling down, definitely watch that show. In my opinion, Inukai was a great and the fan service awesome. I didn't really... I don't think Inukai-san did... I mean, the show itself was decent. The OVA sucks. Like, this is the OVA right here, and I think the OVA kind of sucks. They could have been so... They had so many better chapters to do in the OVA, and they chose, like, the worst. But the show itself, Inukai-san's dog is... They even have it in here. I don't know why it wouldn't be next to the other one. I think it's in alphabetical order, right? It is. I must have rated it. But yeah, the show itself, like the TV series, I put like a 4 or 5. It's decent. Yeah, I've seen Nausicaa. It was a long time ago, though. I couldn't even tell you really anything about it, other than like the cemented in my brain incredible animation. I heard the Inukai manga actually has an interesting plot and gets kind of twisted. Yeah, I heard from, well, Chris, co-host for Otaku Spirit Anime Cast, he was like very adamant about the fact that they kind of purposely moved things around so they didn't really get into the plot, I guess. I've only seen your Tintin for Princess Mononoke. Cool to see Nausicaa on there as well. Yeah, Princess Mononoke is, I think, still my favorite of theirs. Not to claim that it's like the best of theirs. Like I think critically, I would probably put Spirited Away up there. But for me personally, Kiki's Delivery Service and Princess Mononoke are my favorites. They're like always gonna be like my personal favorites of theirs. Dude, Miggy and Dolly. I almost want to put it 8, but such a good show. I think I'm a 7. I'm gonna stick with 7. I really want to put 8 though. Eh, who cares? It's my list. I'll put 8. It's fine. I can't really think of anything negative to say about it, so I'm gonna put it 8. Megan Dolly was super great, yeah. Rest in peace. Such a creative mangaka. It sucks. West of the Heart still my favorite, not their best, but my favorite. Yeah, because like I could admit that Kiki's Delivery Service is probably like it's got a decent plot line, but it's a very basic plot line. Like Kiki's Delivery Service is, in a sense, its story is girl go out, open shop, learn how to stand on her own 2 feet. The end. But it's super charming. Like it is a super charming show or movie. Oh my gosh, Chibi Vampire. I wouldn't even remember. Like I remember loving this show, but again, another one that I haven't watched in so long. It probably my memory of it's probably still skewed. There's 50 people here right now. I literally thought since I wasn't gonna do a tier list, nobody would show up. So thanks guys for dropping by for the live. Hope you're all doing well. I see it's about a footballer stuck in a dungeon messy. That has to be a thing. That has to be a thing. When she threw the tart, so yes, like she literally like had to cover it and then run it all the way over there, and that stupid snobby kid, that broke my heart because she's like just drenched. She ran all the way out there in the middle of the rain just to make it happen. Oh, and my grandma, it was her grandma that made it. Her grandma made baked that thing for her, and then she literally didn't want it. It was like, oh, I freaking hurt. As long as Roxy's on the screen, I'll stick around. Don't click to hide. Liar Liar, I never did Liar Liar. It's like a 2 or 3. I didn't like really much of it. It should have had more ecchi. Knights and Magic? I never rated Knights and Magic. That's actually a good show. They need another season of it, though. Another example of like a show, they didn't really have a great budget for CGI, but they did really good stuff with it. Like, it's not like the best CGI, but they did a really good job with it. Liar Liar, the one that a few animes I have dropped. Yeah, it spent too much time. It spent too much time explaining games and didn't actually do anything with the games. I mean, an anime adaptation of Jim Carrey movie. You're right. That was my joke literally the entire season. I assumed that people got sick of my joke. Jim Carrey had an anime. Kakakuri Circus. That one was like... Wasn't there 2 seasons of it? I just remember at some point I stopped liking it. It started really good. Karakuri Circus started really good. I'm gonna put it 5. Like, it still has a really good start. It just kind of pitters out. Gundam 00 series, was that? You see Gundam 00? I'm surprised I didn't rate any of the Gundams because we rewatched those like recently. Because Right Stuff sent me every single Gundam, well, almost every single Gundam. Kamiarabi God app. Have I decided if I like this show or not? I don't know. I don't know if I like it. It's in the cross-range realm for me where I don't know if I like it or if I hate it. And I don't want to say it's okay. It's like I have to hate it or I have to like it. Kamiarabi God app has to be hated or loved. I'll just put it in the middle. I'll just put it in the middle and move on with my life. It's got some good stuff in there. It's got some Yoko Taro good stuff in there. I don't think they let Yoko Taro do what he wanted. I bet he wanted to do some really crazy stuff with that show, and they probably didn't let him. I was expecting to see something like Kakaguri with the games and cheats with like Liar Liar. Well, yeah, like similar to No Game in My Life. Kakaguri Twins? I never rated that one. Did I finish it? I did. It was only 6 episodes. I thought that was a longer. Was this 6 episodes? It acts like it's 6 episodes. I don't remember it being 6 episodes. It was better than the original series. I know that's controversial to say, but She's my favorite character, so it works. Not knowing if you should longer hate it should be the definition of mid, right? But I said I didn't want to do that. Anyone go to see the Demon Slayer movie? No. You must not... Do not support the Demon Slayer movie. Otherwise, they'll just turn it into a TV series later with improved stuff. And then they'll win every single award. Do not support them getting your money twice. I heard Yoko Taro was... we talking about Nier? No, we were talking about Kami-Arabi God App, which was written by Yoko Taro. Kamikatsu, the peak CG. Did I say Kamikatsu? Or is it up here? I'm gonna throw that in the trash can if I see it. So if I see it, it's going in the trash can. Dude, Kanagi was so good. I want to rewatch this. This is the one that I actually badly want to rewatch. But I don't know what I rate it, so I'm gonna leave it there. Kaguya-sama Love is War Kiss. This one's gonna be probably... I don't want to give it a 10. Even though I know it deserves a 10. I'm gonna give it a 9. It's not perfect. Like I think it was perfect, but it's not my favorite. I guess is the best way to put it. It was leaning too heavy. It was leaning way too much on heavy, and I don't think his writing is good when it's heavy, obviously, because I mean, Oshinoko is amazing, but it doesn't fit the characters. Kaguya-sama Love is a War had a movie, and they turned it into 4 episodes. I watched the 4 episodes version of it. That was the last kiss, whatever, first kiss, whatever. It's like the whole segment. If you don't, to tell you if you watched it or not, it's the whole segment where essentially Kaguya gets stuck in her head, and her personas start coming out. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you haven't watched it. Random comment, but I'm glad that you and Chris have a proper video showing faces and podcasts on YouTube. Yeah, I wish I had a better camera. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with him for camera, because I just might find another, like, really, I guess, decent camera that can work on him. The one that I had I thought was good enough, but it kind of sucks with lighting. It is a pain because it's a lot to edit, but I think it comes out to be better for YouTube. For the algorithm for YouTube, people don't like just audio only, even though YouTube likes to promote you to do podcasts on there. Dude, Dagashi Kashi. Damn. I did like the second season more than the first season. But this is kind of one of those shows where I only like one part of it, and it's this girl over here. Best girl right here is the only thing I like about it. I think 5. I think 5's good. I think it's good enough, yeah. Is that saber hanging from your mic stand? Yeah, right here. Saber. I had to do like everybody else where you have to hang something on there, and that was the only thing that came to mind. I had like one time where it was accidentally turned around, and now it doesn't do it anymore. Stay there. There you go. She's hanging on for dear life. Bofuri's second season is okay. It's okay. Better than the first season, though. Yeah, she's best girl, especially when playing insane Japanese yo-yo thing. Like episodes 51 to 66 of Boruto was kind of an adaptation of the series movie, but some of the materials that were cut from the original draft. Oh, did they do? I have not been keeping up with Boruto, so you're speaking Latin to me, but I think I know what you're talking about. I think I understand what you're talking about, but yeah, anything Naruto past Naruto Shippuden is like pig Latin to me, and I don't know pig Latin. What's up, Azur? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for dropping by for the stream. We're just critiquing my choices and rating because I'm behind on rating stuff. Mostly, I've been trying to get rating of news shows because I don't, for some reason, rate stuff as I add them to my list. I enjoyed Buddy Daddies. Not like a lot, so I think 6 is good. Boruto is actually fun if you don't really have any expectation. Right? Right? Hey guys, if you don't have expectations for a show, you'll like it. That's kind of what I mean, jokes aside, that's kind of what I'm doing with Solo Leveling. I came into Solo Leveling going, I'm just going to go into it completely neutral. I'm going to have zero expectations. I'm going to expect that it's going to suck. And then when I actually watch Solo Leveling, I'm like, hey, this is a good show. It's not incredible, and I never expected it to be. Oh my gosh, I got Bungo Stray Dogs on here. Hey. Hey, Bungo Stray Dogs is on here. 10. 3. Three was the one I struggled to get through. It's just the first part of it. I nearly didn't watch Bungo Stray Dogs because of the beginning of this season, but the later part of it's still good. So I'm gonna put 8. I'll put 8. No, season 2 is with the whale. The guild. That's 2. 3 opens up with the whole backstory with Dazai and them investigating that one district, and then it moves into, I think the later parts of it, I think gets into the girl that does the healing. That's reaching my brain right now. Sorry. 4 is great. 4 is great. 10. You can't watch the 3rd season because it's not your region. Oh my gosh, dude, get it from somewhere. Get it from somewhere. No, but season 2 is really good too. I loved season 2. Actually, season 2 is when I fell in love with Bungo Stray Dogs. I liked season 1. 2, I fell in love with it. 3, I struggled and I dropped it. But then when 4 came out, I finished 3, and 4 and 5 is incredible. So yeah, that's my ranking system for Bungo. Is that all of them? I can't believe I never ranked Bungo Stray Dogs. Easy clap. Even people that like Solo Leveling don't like the beginning. It's supposed to pick up later. It gets good later. I've heard that too, though. What are some of the shows in this season that are picked up by any licensors outside of Japan? Ponnomichi, Onsen Paradise, and there was a third one, wasn't there? Maybe that was it. I think it's just Onsen Paradise and Ponnomichi. I mean, there's some licensors outside of Japan for Ponnomichi and Isekai Onsen. It's just not North America, from my understand. So there is some like places in Asia and stuff, I think, that have Ponnomichi. I think Ponnomichi's even in Mexico, question mark? In South America? I don't remember. Onsen Paradise is on Cool Mike, yeah. Yeah, Ponnomichi I think is also on YouTube, right? I don't know if it has subtitles or not. Yeah, watching on YouTube. Does it have subtitles, English subtitles? Atelier Thyza. It gets a big fat 4 for chunky thighs. It's actually a pretty decent show. It's got some wholesome kids discovering life and stuff moments. But it's thick. And the thickness is enough for 4 points. Sue me. Please don't sue me, though. I don't have a lawyer. Akashic Records of Master Instructor. This show should get a 10 just for the outfits. This show had so much controversy just for the outfits. Like, these are school outfits, by the way. You guys see this? These are school outfits. This show is amazing just because the school in it has the best school uniforms ever. Anyways, it's a dumb show though. I didn't really care for the show, but yeah, the girls were cute. They kind of had that whole like, they're not bunnies, but they're kind of bunny girls. Yeah, school outfits. I like to see the dean of the school just like, man, you're a pervert. School. Wait, what is the show? It's Akashic Record of Bastard Magic Instructor. What a title. I'd probably give it like a 3 or 4. I think a 3 is good though. It's not a great show. It's okay. But I did like the designs though. I haven't even watched it, but I like the outfits. just go find the, just go Google search the art. That's the best way to experience it. I'm getting the stuff that I've already scored. Let's see. So where does it start? I'm gonna actually go down the list like I'm supposed to be going through it. Hack, no, it's too old, don't know, too old, don't know. Offeretta from Commonplace to World's Strongest Meticulous meets the Phantasm. Is that that's garbage. I hated this movie so much. 2. No, not 32. 2. I hated the movie. The movie sucked. That was a slog to get through. Kind of like Bungo Stray Dogs. I will say the movie sucks. But Something Apple, I didn't like it. I think it was supposed to be original too, so that kind of explains why the writing sucks. I don't know if the original writer was involved with that one, but that's like the only thing Bungo Stray Dogs I don't like legitimately. I really been wanting to read the light novel for Akashic, but it's not been translated. I like the way they depict. I do agree with you. Yes. Yes. If I remember correctly, I really did like the magic. I did like the magic that they had in it. And yeah, I can totally see it being one of those things where the light novel explains it so much better, or at least they go in better detail and actually utilize it better. But I do remember specifically the magic system being really kind of interesting. I'll make a video on Wonderful Precure alongside Ninja Kamui. I won't do Precure because I'm not, like, I have no knowledge in that franchise at all. But I will do one on Ninja Kamui because it's Kindra Suda. You think I'm not gonna make a video on Kindra Suda? What better opportunity that I have than to open up a video talking about how much I love Kindra Suda? I'll thank God for watching Apothecary Diaries. I can never look at the Total War 3 Kingdoms the same way. Really? Duhalt has to leave. Big shock. Last to get here, first to leave. Take care, Duhalt. Hope you have a great one. Let's see. Keep going. I don't remember. Should I rank 1000-Year Blood War yet? I did like the first part. I did not like Separation. I'll be perfectly honest. I wasn't like a big fan of Separation. I still think it's like a solid. I think I'm in like a 7 area for these ones. I have not really been liking too much the direction that it's going in, but I still like it. Like, it's still my favorite. It's still my favorite shonen series. Great animation, though. Brave Witches, like Boarding School Juliet. I seem to remember I didn't like that show, but I don't remember. Burn Up's great. I don't remember, though. Capture Sakura. Butareba. I finally finished that one. I did not get to score it. What's up, Yokai? Is it over? No. I don't know. I'll probably be here for another hour or so. I think Butareba is like a solid 7. Like, it did have a payoff in the end, but I didn't like how it got away from, like, the fun chemistry to focus on being serious. And while I feel like the payoff is good, it didn't offset the bad animation towards the later part, and just it got too heavy that it wasn't fun. Like, I like heavy shows, but it wasn't entertaining. Like, you could be heavy but still be entertaining by just kind of keeping the interest up there. But Chainsaw Man I really liked. I know it's not popular opinion. I would probably put 7 or 8. Seven. I'm gonna do 7. Maybe 8. Let's do 8. I'm gonna do 8. Just for art alone. I like it. They watched Komagi-chan. I don't know. Is that the full title? Nurse Witch. I think so, yeah. Yeah. That's the one with, the artist is the... Who's the artist behind that? Yeah, Watanabe. Artist Watanabe. Their freaking art style is so good. Dude, what is it for anybody else? Mal right now, when you go, here's another reason why I'm not using Mal. Anybody else using Mal right now? Does it like whenever you click on something, it jumps back to the top of the screen, but doesn't take you where you click? Yeah, Watanabe's great. It's the overall list, but it's mostly new stuff that I'm actually rating because the older stuff I can't really rate because I don't remember much of them. Let's have movies here too. Is Redline? No, I have it. It's up like right here. No, it would be. Yeah, it would be about right there on the shelf up here. I suck at this whole thing. It'd be about right here. I haven't watched it yet though. I have it to watch it, but I haven't watched it. Dude, Children of the Whale is so good. Its ending sucks though, so I'm gonna put a 7. It needs another season. If it gets another season, I'll put it higher. But for now, since that's the only season, I don't want to rate it higher because the ending sucks. The ending sucks so bad, but it's a good show. Dude, Dark Gathering. Eight. I love Dark Gathering. We need another season so bad. With the Reba light novel supposedly ending or has ending. Supposedly ending or has ending. I kind of want to read the light novel after the anime ended. Yeah, it's definitely one that I'm like encouraged to read, but I have too long of a list to do. Yes, Meatballs. Dark Gathering and Meatballs. Let's see. Comic Girls is really good. I really like Comic Girls. I think I got a 7. It does have some low points, but it's still good. I feel Andrew avoids my fate. Which ones I've avoided? If I am avoiding it, it's most likely because I don't remember. I see Dearest. Remember that one was wild. Yeah. I finished that one last week. Never got hung on to the largest cliffhanger. Which one? Let's see. Death Billiards. Ew. Ew. Death Billiards are so good. I want to say I like Death Parade better, even though the later parts kind of bites. Oh, Dark Gathering. Okay, yeah. No, it sucks mostly because it's like it's totally opening up to this next arc, and I understand they have to stop it at some point, but it's still like, gosh dang. Like, at least give us a date when you think you might be able to get it going. I mean, I don't know how much they've planned for it to know. I've never finished Gurren Lagann, so I can't rate it. I never finished Gurren Lagann, so I can't rate it. I've tried to watch Gurren Lagann like 5 times. I never finish it. I think the best I've done so far is I think I got halfway through it, and then I stopped again. Not that it's a bad show. I never get hooked. I just stop at some point. I never finish it. New World 7. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. 7's good. Cammy, what's up? Love your content. I listen to it while all the time at work. I wanted to ask if you could watch my Mushoku edit. I know you would like it. It has no spoilers. Yeah, if you send it to the mods, or if you send it to the Mushoku Monday channel, and at the mods, they should be able to say that I can look at it or not. I know you're saying that there's no spoilers, but I just do that out of, not that I don't trust you, I just don't trust anybody. I equally don't trust people. But thanks so much for the 10. I appreciate it. It means so much to me for your support. Still need to watch it. Loved Kill la Kill. Girls and Girls Bravo were one of the craziest guilty pleasures. I don't remember if I watched Girls Bravo. I want to say that I did. Did you see it in the list? But yeah, Deers is good too. Because one of those animes that the reason people find anime weird. Exactly. I mean, that's just like gushing over magical girls right now. They hear Sword Art Online Gun Gale is getting a sequel. Yeah. Have you seen Sakura Trick? Yeah. I want to rewatch it. I didn't like Sakura Trick the first time I watched it, but I kind of want to watch it now again. Because I think the time that I watched it, I wasn't wanting that, and I got that. Gurren Lagann was overrated and had a terrible ending. The fact that Samurai Jack ended the same makes it even worse. Oh gosh, don't tell me they didn't start Toro's second season. Oh, it got the second season curse in my opinion. It was still good though. I think it's 6 good. Is it a crime that I didn't watch Chainsaw Man? No. Watch whatever you want to watch. Dogiza Isekai Hin. I'm not gonna oversell it. It's just stupid. I do like Opansu more though. Opansu is so much better than Dogiza. Was the second season curse? For a while there, just a lot of those rom-com type series did second seasons, and I didn't like them. Like I loved Uzaki-chan first season. I loved Nagatoro first season, and there was a third one that got a second season as well. That was a rom-com, and every single one of them I didn't like the second seasons. So it's like one of those things where you want a second season, especially for rom-coms, because they're dithering, and you're like, hopefully the second season they finally not dither and they actually get together. And the second season happens and it doesn't do enough to like change the formula up or anything or add something to it. So that's just the rom-com second season curse that I made up myself. It's not a thing, it's just Andrew made it up. Gushing is going to awaken a lot of people to anime. I do all my I'm very careful about what I post on Twitter for clips. Like I would love to post like a bunch of really crazy stuff out of Gushing Over Magic Girls on Twitter, but I don't want Twitter to shadow ban me. So I'm very careful which ones I clip on there. But even the very tame stuff that I post on there from Gushing Over Magic Girls, there's still people that are like, oh my gosh, this is so stupid. What the hell? It's like you have not seen anything. If this clip upsets you, don't watch the show. Because I'm very careful about what I post. I'm dying for a second season of My Dress Up Darling. Yeah, for sure. Still waiting for more Dress Up Darling. Yeah, hopefully My Dress Up Darling doesn't have a bad second season, but I would expect not because I've heard nothing but good things about the manga. Call of Night needs a second season bad, dude. Bad. I'm almost to the point now where I'm not going to wait for a second season. I'm just going to read Call of Night. Y'all distracting me from my rating. It's good, though. Gosh, I didn't rank any Dragon Ball, and I don't even want to start to even try. Dude, Rusui was so good. I love Rusui. He's my favorite character. And yeah, I'm 8. I'm going to stick 8. I do love Rusui, though. Yeah, Call of Night is amazing. See, Call of Night, the way that they adapted, I think, transcends the manga in some way. And so I would love to have another season of that rather than to read the manga. But I've waited long enough and it's concluded, so I think I'm just gonna have to dive right into it. Oh my gosh. Dragon Pilot Sonny Mastane. I wanted to like it. It was okay. I'll put 5. It's a decent show. I was hoping for something more. Edamanga Sensei. I never ranked Edamanga Sensei. It has some good spots, but meh. It's got some good moments, but it's meh. I don't think he did enough to kind of switch it up with that one. Dude, Fate Apocrypha. I'm like one of the minority that actually liked Fate Apocrypha. I think 7. We'll go 7. Hero manga is 8 for the means it gave us. Yeah. I don't disagree. I don't disagree. Excel Saga. Gosh, it's such a good show. I don't know if it's still like good or if it's just rose tinted glasses, but Excel Saga was so freaking great. Fate, Strange Fake, solid 8. I cannot wait for the season. Please give it to me now. Final Fantasy Unlimited. I forgot that existed. Final Fantasy Unlimited. Oh gosh. Advent Children. Last Order. What the hell was Last Order? I don't even remember watching this. Final Fantasy Last Order. After the destruction of Nibelheim, the hands of Sephiroth, Zack, and Cloud are on the run. This was a thing I watched. I don't even remember watching this. Oh, this must have been like just a random thing I popped on and just it existed. It probably is Garbo. Who even made it? It was Madhouse? I might have to go back and double check that. I don't even remember watching that. Oh gosh, there was so many Final Fantasy ones before like Final Fantasy 7 hit it big. Like yeah, Unlimited, and there was that other one. I got a VHS of it a long time ago. They weren't good. The original Fruits Basket. Gambari Doki-chan. They're okay. Yeah, it's okay. She's cute. I love cheering her on when I was watching that. Fullmetal Panic Fumafu was a masterpiece and even better than the original. I sort of agree, but I do like where Fullmetal Panic goes. Like Fullmetal Panic does get good later on. But yeah, just because of the fact that it's KyoAni, it looks incredible. There was Spirits Within, Final Fantasy, and an anime and a movie for 15 too. Yeah, I remember the 15 movie. I don't think I watched it though. I may have. I think I did actually, yes. I don't know how much of it I watched, or if I watched the whole thing. Garo Vanishing Line. I wanted this to be good. I wanted it to be good. Get Backers. Is anybody actually watched Get Backers? This was like, there was a period of time where I was so sold on Get Backers. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I downloaded the whole thing. This is back in the day when you couldn't really, everything was pretty much torrented and whatnot. Downloaded the whole thing and I watched it all the way through, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And then after a while I got sick. After a while of like, I finished it, and then like, I don't know, like a few months later, I'm like, it wasn't that good. Like, I realized like something dawned on me at some point. That show was kind of super repetitive. Here, I'll tell you how Get Backers works. We got a job. Let's go take on the job. They go strolling out to the location. They got to figure out what's happening. At some point, they find out who the bad guy is. And they confront the bad guy. And the bad guy has them surrounded. And it's all over. Our main protagonist characters are surrounded. It's all over. And then suddenly, somebody says, wait 1 minute. I think they even said it in English. Wait 1 minute. And then suddenly, like the glass shatters, and they suddenly realize that no, in fact, they were all seeing an illusion, and in actuality, the main characters have them surrounded. That's literally every episode. It's literally every single episode of Get Backers. It's kind of like, what was that one other show? It was that ecchi show with the guy with the bike. Like, every episode is the bad guys have them on the run, and then suddenly this guy flies through a window with a motorcycle, and that's how every episode gets concluded. That's great. You watched Get Backers? Great. Get Backers hospital episode was great. There was some really good arcs in there. I think, like, the whole... Was that the one with, like, the big skyscraper? I think that was one, like, that had, like, the... It was, like, an orphanage or something like that. It's been a while. Strike the Blood is my get backers. Dude, Strike the Blood's great. I still haven't finished all of Strike the Blood. Just because nothing was available. But, let's see. Goblin Slayer 2nd season. Oh my gosh, Girlfriend 2. I guess I'll be doing my son too. I was like, there's so many that I thought I rated and I never did. Girlfriend 5. It's cute. I like it, but it's not great. Goblin Slayer 2nd season. I think 6 is good. I like Goblin Slayer. Goblin Slayer is just good fantasy D&D. Like, it's so D&D. I like it. Grimoire 0. I wanted to like that one, but it kind of crashed and burned for me. It's good. I'll put a 4. Do you see Girls Bravo? Oh, there it is right there, yeah. So I did watch it. I was pretty sure I did. Sepsipa Sensei again. I thought I rated all the Sepsipa Senseis. They keep showing up. There's so many of them. Yeah, there's 2nd season too. Granblue Fantasy, Granblue Fantasy's okay. I love the art style. Love it so much. Notice that a lot of words that sound like English, but with an accent, like chained opening, Yuki says hero. Is it really coincidence Japanese words for hero sounds that close to English? Well, hero is typically Yusha, so in a lot of cases they do actually say hero. I don't think there's really any. I mean, they do have some where they have. There's some words they have co-opted, so they will say the English version, but it's always like obviously different based on the katakana or whatever. Their way of saying things. Yeah, Yusha. But yeah, they do say hero a lot. Japan loves saying hero. I mean, they like saying a lot of English words because it sounds cool. Handshakers. Handshakers. Blech. 2. I cannot believe. I don't think I've ever finished W's. Handshakers is blah blah. Helk. Oh, that's a tough one. Helk is a tough one. Take care, Gabby. Thanks for dropping by. Helk. CGI shackers. 2 is generous. Ain't no. You liked Handshakers? So that's good. I think it had a good start, but yeah. Speaking of good starts, Helk. I think I'm gonna still get a 6, maybe a 7. Like the whole second half of the show just didn't work for me, unfortunately, and I hate it because the first half was so freaking good. I love the first half of the show. I'm going 6. Handshaker sounds like a kind of smoothie. It sort of is. Girl Who Forgot Her Glasses was better, so that at least they are improving. Well, yeah, that season they were incredible because not that season it wasn't that. It was Depressed Cat. The Masterful Cat is Depressing in a Day. That show was super good. Even though the first episode was like 70% establishment shots with CGI, Masterful Cat was great. Like super good. And yes, Girl Who Forgot Her Glasses was good too. They had 2 bangers that season. Hell's Paradise. It's okay. 5. Great art style, though. But I think that Japanese would have a word for hero. It's common concept in every culture, like crime, good, evil. Yeah, and I know that there's 2 different words, actually. I don't remember what the other one is. There's actually 2 different words for, like, there's hero and there's another one that's really common to use. They will in a lot of cases will translate it as hero, but it's not actually hero. I remember running to a show recently where it had literally 2 concepts of a hero, and they kind of had to figure out how to translate it without being hero or something like that. Somebody might know. There's two different concepts of hero. I think it was actually, what was that one show? The show about the guy that quit being a hero and he joined the Demon Lord's army. I'm quitting heroing. I want to see if that show had that, a concept of two different types of heroes, and so there was a mix-up in the translation or something like that. I might be wrong though. It's not related to the chat at all, but I have to ask why you always wear the same shirt. I only wear it when I'm recording or I'm doing live streams. It's just because it's become my thing. Plus, it breathes really well. I used to wear like regular t-shirts, and it would get way too hot. Which I know is funny me saying that because I'm wearing a jacket right now. But it's just a thing. Just know that I don't wear it unless I'm streaming or recording videos. It doesn't stink. And I do wash it like regularly. It's just kind of like, I guess a good example is, what was his name? Arcata? Like, he always wears that kind of dapper outfit. It's kind of like that. Just becomes your thing. Insomniacs After School. 7 or 8? 7 or 8? I think 8. I think 8. I don't really have any complaints of the show. And I do really like it. I love the art style too. She is super cute. That girl's so super cute. They nailed her character design so well with that show. Let's see. Oh my gosh, Ginger Romantica. Fun fact, for those that don't know, for the last 2 years, Ginger Romantica has become literally like my, well, based on Spotify stats, has been our most listened to podcast for 2 years straight. And we recorded the review for that, what, 8 years? 7 years ago. 7 years ago. It's a 7-year-old podcast episode. We talked about Ginger Romantica because we got sent a review copy of 1 and 2. And we recorded a video on, I think it was the second part. And I finally figured out why. And I think it's because there's a Spotify playlist somewhere that has the playlist of Ginger Romantica, and our podcast is at the end of it. And so I think people listening to that Ginger Romantica playlist run into our podcast and it plays it. So apparently there's somebody out there that likes to listen to, like, I don't know, probably 20 minutes worth of the OST and then listen to our podcast over and over again. So that's funny. But again, that's Spotify only. Other sources say something differently. But no, I don't like Ginger Romantica. I mean, it's okay, but I don't. It's a style of yaoi that I do not like. It's a very forceful yaoi type of thing, and I've never liked that kind of stuff. It's just like Sakura Trick is kind of pushy too. But again, I might be misremembering that one because I haven't watched it in so long. Think about saving 80,000 gold, another world for my retirement. I really love it. I love the main character. She's so much fun. I don't like the storyline, or I don't like the only thing I didn't like about 80,000 gold is that it gets stuck in sort of a cycle where it does the same type of joke where somebody comes to take down a shop and then randomly royalty or the princess shows up and sends them off. But I do love the main character. I think she's so much fun. How do you tell which ones you have not rated? There's not a number on the right side. The left side is the number for the episodes watched, and the right side will have a score. Like here. No. Have I gone that far? Where's my ones? There. See, you see a 1. Those are ranked 1. Episodes 13. But I'm in the area where there's nothing but not ranked. Oh, Green Legend Ron. That was such a good show. I miss it. Handmaid May. Oh my gosh. High score girl extra stage. Was that the last one? I love High Score Girl. Such a good show. I miss it. I'm so glad that got a full adaptation. Analyst sorts it so all the not scored are at the bottom of the list. Yeah. Love the manga for Saki and Miyano. Very surface level love. I did like the show. I didn't finish it, but I did like it. I thought it was a very good show. The glitter was a little bit too much for me though. I shall survive using potions. It's okay. A 4. I think 4 is good. Oh my gosh, How to Keep a Mummy. I forgot about that show. How Not to Summon Demon Lord Delta or whatever, Omega, whatever. It wasn't as good as the first season. I love the first season, but the second season was pretty meh. Rem best girl though. I cheated a cheat skill one. I have no hesitation to give that a cheat skill a 1. I freaking hate cheat skills so much. I can't believe I finished that show. High Score Girl romance is a mess. It's the age group. Angsty kids learning about love. It's gonna be a mess. I love it. But I love the retro aspect of it. Like that show is such a retro like geekdom that I absolutely ate up. Remind me of like the arcade days and stuff like that. How to Pick Up Girls in Dungeon 4. I like a lot better than the previous seasons. I think it was solid 7. Both parts I think is a solid 7. Jujutsu Kaisen's second season. Should I rank that? Will people hate me if I rank Jujutsu Kaisen's second season? The first half's good. I like the first half. The second half is just in my opinion, a mess. Six. I think 6 is good. 6 is nice. How to Give a Mommy was so wholesome. It was super wholesome. But did forget the show. Not like Babysitting School or Sweetness and Lightning. They were great, wholesome anime to remember. I agree that it's kind of a forgetful one, but it's kind of equally as forgetful for me for Sweetness and Lightning in that one. They both have that same... I kind of remember them both the same, I guess, in my opinion. Have a good stream, off to bed. Take care, man. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks again for the membership. Inventory arc is only good part about it. Inventory arc? Is there one called inventory arc? Am I just laughing at no reason? No, it's, what was it called? The Hell's Kitchen? What was the dumb translation they did? Was it like a Hell's Kitchen or something like that? JKJK season 2 was ended on a depressing note. I hated that last episode. Like when it just sat there and just had like views of streets and stuff like that. I was like, are we really doing this? Controversial much? Can't imagine giving Jujutsu Kaisen a 6 out of 10. Haven't finished it yet. Controversial? I haven't finished it yet though. Oh, it was the first 5 episodes of it. Yeah, that was good. I didn't know that was called Hidden Inventory. Is it inventory or is it inventory? My brain is reading inventory. But no, the first half was good. I just didn't like the second half. I did like the fight scene, like the whole fight scene in the bathroom. That was super good. Okay, inventory. All right. I don't know. I never claimed to be a massive JJK fan. I tell everybody that. Like whenever somebody asks me my opinion, I go, first off, I'm not a big fan. I'll give my opinion, but I'm not a massive fan. That's all good. We all have our things. Oh, there's Kamikatsu. There's Kamikatsu, you piece of garbage. No, I'll give it a 4. I'll give it a 4. It wasn't that bad. Leave it alone. Don't touch my boy. Leave it alone. Don't bully it. Don't bully my Kamikatsu. Tractor MVP. That was a funny thing they did there. But the rest of it was garbo. No, like mostly I enjoy the idea of the gods basically I enjoyed the humor of it early on, especially. I like the idea of like a very like kind of gross version of an isekai. All that stuff was great. Where it fell apart for me was when they got to the whole like love place. It just from then on, it was just like the quality was just not. They weren't holding it together. Like they paid Rie Takahashi like way too much or something like that, and so suddenly their budget just was worse than before. And I don't subscribe to the whole it was bad on purpose, because it wasn't. They just had they poorly planned the whole production. It's as simple as they poorly planned that. Anyways, I talked to that one to death. Dude, Key Metal Idol. That's the only one of 2 shows that I actually have a cell of. Let me see if I can get it. If I don't break everything, grab it. I'll grab the other one too. I don't know if I've actually shown these on stream or not. I think I did. Full cam. There's my Key Metal Idol. Do I have like lock on zoom? I think I do. No, it's dimming. Yeah, I go. That's my cell for that. And then I have one for Oh my goddess, that's kind of dusty. My, I think, second favorite girl of that show. That's actually a really good cell. I mean, straight on shots like this are kind of rare, but I don't think it was that difficult to get this one. But I was looking for the longest time for a really good Oh my Goddess one, and that was the best one I could find. Anyways, level 1 Demon Lord. I like that one. I'd probably say... seven or 8. Probably go 7. Dude, I love cells so much. I actually spent for quite a while, I was watching Mandarake like on a daily basis, seeing what new cells popped up. And at some point they just kind of stopped getting new cells, and I just kind of started to forget about it. But yeah, I got both these from Mandarake. Want a cell from the movie Bambi? I would assume that would be pretty decently easy to get. So my thoughts on Metallic Rose, I want to like it, but I don't know if I'm going to continue it. Not even anime though, just really like Bambi. Again, that was about the time when they, like I said, they should have like a lot of cells from that time period. I mean, I would assume like the whole movie itself probably had a crap ton of them. It's just finding it. The problem with cells is always finding one that is of the shot that you want. Like typically, like the cheaper ones are usually like back shots or something like that, not a good angle, or like entry or far away. But like those close-up ones of really good shots of the character itself, and the more prominent shots of the character, where you get to see the entire character, it's a little more difficult to actually get. Magic Estella, it was decent, but I don't remember enough. Magical Girl Raising Project, Bambi cells go around $100. That's not actually bad in my opinion. Just take good care of it. Magic Girl Raising Project, I don't know. I don't... Six, I guess. I didn't like the ending. You didn't want to see this itchy arm from the Simpsons movie that wasted the money. Swim Sim, shut up, Seismic. Shut up, Seismic. You keep your mouth shut, Seismic. I'll start talking about magical warfare. Minami High School Girls Cycling Club was actually decent. Oh, look, there's Mashal. There's Mashal. Did I say that with a random southern accent? Mashal? Hey, there's Mashal. There's Mashal. It's not for me. I fully acknowledge it's not for me. Mirror Tight. Now, that's a show for me. That's a solid 3 for me. Mirror Tights is equal to Mashal. Both amazing. What about Keijo? Did I skip Keijo? Keijo's okay. Harry Potter the anime. Yeah, it's basically Harry Potter meets One Punch Man. Just a whole bunch of Harry Potter jokes and the mangaka's obsession with One Punch Man's mangaka. Yeah, they knew OP's good, but again, that's creepy nuts. Like, they're freaking amazing. Same with Call of the Night. A show about tights, very interesting, makes you learn. Dude, it is literally about nothing but tights. At least it's on the title. Like, you can't blame Miro Tights for being anything but what it is. A show about tights. It literally is nothing but the tights. Gosh, do I want to rank I'm gonna put it 8. Get it over with. Finally rank Mushoku Tensei second season. 2 points off for the bad directing. Ninja Nonsense. Onihei, that's a good show. Onihei's a good show. It was a Amazon series. Peter Grill's Super Extra. I'll probably put that 4. I like the first season, the second season was blah. Please Teacher, Poco's Udon World, Pumpkin Scissors, Reader Died TV, Ranma. I wonder if they're ever going to do another remake of Ranma like they're doing Urusei Yatsura. I wonder if after Urusei Yatsura ends that they're going to announce they're going to do Ranma. I don't know if they could do it. Would have gone from the 7 or 6. I'm biased. I love Mushoku. And just for the entrapment of Beast Girls episode, it's an 8. When people mention cycling anime, all that comes to mind is Abo Abo from Yaomusha Pedal. I can see that. My brother has the same effect from what I understand. Like Please Teacher, MC actually gets with the girls. Kind of sweet. Yeah, I really do like Please Teacher. I wanted to like Please Sisters, but it didn't do as well for me. School Babysitters, Shakugan no Shana. I want to rewatch Shakugan no Shana. Shelter, that's so good. It needs a Blu-ray release. I really like Shelter. I kept harping on them to make a Blu-ray release of this. Skip Beat, I did not really like that much. Soul Eater, Sugar Apple Fairy Tale. The second season was so much better. I think it's a good solid 7. I do like their chemistry. I love Mushoku too, but the school arc was one of my favorite parts. Is one of my favorite parts of the light novel. That's the only reason. I think they handled the school arc well. I had my fears of going into the university arc, but I think it handled it well just because it was just an excuse to be there. And Refugien didn't really rely on it being about the school, which I think works for it. Unlike, I guess, a good example is something like Seraph of the End, where it like starts off with like this crazy grim vampires are turning people into cattle, and there's like characters dying left and right, and crazy fighting of stuff out in the surface, and then suddenly it's in a school. Literally in a school. Like Shauna's ending, but most of it aged poorly. Yeah, I'm kind of curious about rewatching it, or I'm afraid of rewatching it because of that. Genuine question, what will you read after Mushoku? It's been up in the air between ReZero and Bookworm. I want to read Bookworm more because I love Ascendance of Bookworm, but at the same time, and it's concluded, which is another plus. But at the same time, I know ReZero probably would be better for the channel. Not that I say that I would do that only for the fact that it'd be good for the channel, but I do have an interest in it as well. So it's twofold for ReZero. It would be good for the channel, and I do want to read it. Whereas Bookworm, I don't know if it's good. I mean, I've seen other people covering Bookworm, and it does well. It's got a really good fandom behind it, but I don't know. But yeah, my mods are already reading Bookworm, so they at least they got me back whenever I do decide to do Bookworm. But again, I think another positive for Bookworm is that it's done. So just like with Mushoku. Sweet reincarnation. Sweet reincarnation. Meh. Pretty good. So Rim instead of Roxy on screen, I am down. Either that or mine. Bookworm season 3 will be stonks. Dude, I'm super pumped for it. I hope they do a good job of it. Should fansub return because some series are not licensed? If people want to get back behind it, yeah. The problem with fansubs right now is they don't exist. Like, a good example is Summertime Render. When that series came out, it was painful. Like, with Summertime Render, I had a grim reminder of how things used to be, where you didn't get things immediately. You had to wait. Because at least with like Crunchyroll and Hulu and all them, they get that stuff beforehand, and they're able to translate it beforehand and get it up simulpub or simul distribution. Whereas something like Summertime Render was that example of, okay, suddenly now you have one person is literally copying, pasting from the manga to the anime and timing it. And then you have some people were using AI-generated translations, which was horrible. Then you had meme subbers, and then you had the people that were doing it properly, but you had to wait literally whenever they had time. Like, literally, there was the best fan subber that was doing Summertime Render. They didn't have the time. They were doing it on their own schedule. And it's like, you can't complain because they're doing it for free. But it was painful to wait an entire week to finally get the actual proper subs. And so it's like, yeah, I guess if we get back to the age where there are people that want to like spend the time to do it, but it's always going to be delayed, unfortunately. But yes, it's pretty much happening. Like, well, with some of the shows that aren't licensed, it's usually people that'll take it from a region that is licensed. Like, I don't remember what show it was, but like a few seasons back, there was a show that was being published or licensed in Spanish-speaking countries. And so it was really easy to find somebody that was literally just translating it from Spanish to English. I don't know if that answers your question. So I don't want it to return, but I'm more in the realm of I kind of want it returned because I don't know if I like the direction things are going right now. I've been reading too many isekai series, and they are all starting to blend together. That was the other reason why when people were asking me if I would just to do... People were asking me to do Bookworm or ReZero at the same time I was doing Mushoku, and I was like, I couldn't do that. Like, my brain is mixing, or is working so hard into theorizing on Mushoku that if I read something else, it's gonna blend together. If you read Bookworm, maybe it will get me to get hype, and we can get another season. Well, we have another season coming. What studios is doing the next season? Bookworm is great, but it's slow in the beginning. It is. I tell most people that the beginning of the first season is not the greatest. I liked it, but I think I found most people aren't that big on the first season. So I tell most people it's one of those. It's good at the first season, but every season it just gets better and better and better, and it's a slow bit. It's a warm start and a constant build up. Teaches patience, and that's what the world needs the most right now. No crap. My video statistics is proof of that. If you don't grab people and keep holding on to them, they will leave, because we have we have the attention span of goldfish anymore. And goldworms too, if goldworms have low attention spans. It takes a while for that pot to boil with anime goodness, yeah. Best Brave series? Brave what series? What else? I feel like I got nothing done, and I'm perfectly fine with that, because the chatters, you guys have been great today. Dude, 100 girlfriends. Nine. I'm not gonna put 10, but I think I don't know. I might want to do 8. I'm gonna do 8. I don't. 9's like for really good shows, and I love 100 Girlfriends, but I'm not like I love 100 Girlfriends. Kanane's best girl though. Oh, Brave and Super Robot franchise. I'm not a Super Robot fan. Like I've barely watched any of them. Before diving into ReZero, if you were to predict how good it was from a scale of 1 to 10, based solely on the hype, what would you rate? When the first season was out, people were super big on it. And I'm not the type that when I hear the negativity that I give it much credit. Like Sword Art Online, I've come to joke that it's the ex-girlfriend of the anime community, where everybody was in love with Sword Art Online. People want to act like they always knew it was bad or whatever, but no, people were freaking huge on Sword Art Online. And then at some point, it became cool to not like Sword Art Online. Like literally, it's like they broke up with Sword Art Online, and then they have to tell everybody. They have to make sure everybody knows that their ex-girlfriend is the worst thing ever. That's why I call it the ex-girlfriend. They literally go out of their way to make sure that nobody touches that ex-girlfriend ever again because they hate them now. And so ReZero sort of had that same thing going for it. Like, it was a massive hype, and then at some point, everybody started to kind of turn on it. And I do agree with people that there was that whole whale thing that I can't argue with people. Not to say that it bothered me that much, but it wasn't that bad. But yeah, my assumption, looking at the fandom without even taking in consideration my own experience with it, I'd probably say it's going to be up like that 8 out of 10 show. Yeah, Alicization Part 1 was really good. I didn't like the War of the Underworld or whatever. It just, at some point, it kind of lost me. The only arcs that I didn't like with Sword Art Online, I'm like, my favorites is like, Mother's Rosario, obviously. The very first core. Alicization, I think. Gun Gale. And then the last two that I can think of right now off the top of my head. Or no, there's two more that I can think of off the top of my head. Which is the War of the Underworld was like the final arc. And the second core of the first season, which I hated. I think that's my order. I still enjoyed SEO. I do too. And it does have lulling points. I'll never defend that Sword Online is perfect. I think the first core was super good. I loved it. Yeah, it was nice to have like a change of the focus away from him. I agree. Yeah, Elfheim. I didn't like Elfheim. The whole like Excalibur hunting thing was annoying too. Like there's definitely some bad arcs. Yeah, that specifically was like the whole Elfheim thing. Even though playing the video game, I earned an appreciation for the sister. I didn't like it. I didn't like that arc in the anime. Too bad Familiar Zero never was incomplete, which is surprising. I wish they did. My Ryukajimiya love right there. U149, I don't even know how I'd rank U149. I love like 4 or 5 episodes of it a lot. The rest I didn't. So I'll put a 6. Elfman had that bass in it that felt extra and really unnecessary. The whole tower thing. The whole tower thing. The first course should have been the whole first season. I agree, especially from what I'm hearing about Progressive and how well it's being put together. But I guess that's the whole thing for why Progressive is going to be a nice watch later on. I haven't seen any of the Progressives, by the way. Masterful Cat is so good, dude. I love Masterful Cat. 8. This show got me through some rough times. I love this show so much. The cat was so great. I want a cat husband. It's the weight of the cat husband. Marginal Service I did not like. I'll probably give it a 2. It took our director out of 10. What? Oh, U-149. No, it didn't take the director. He literally left. He left Bind because that was too much for him. But I get the joke. The whole thing with Bind and that director and Mushoku Tensei is like this whole area where I don't know when people are joking, because I understand the joke and I think the joke's funny. But at the same time, there is some people that legitimately think that's true, and you kind of want to correct them, because I hate I dislike the misinformation that, like, U-149, the Mushoku Tensei is bad now because the director was stolen. It's like, no, the dude overworked himself. It seemed like he overworked himself, and he did an incredible job. Hands down, an incredible job. Saint Magic Powers Omnipotent. I did not like the second season as much as the first season, but it had a good ending. I'm gonna put 6. One of my favorite non-crazy action isekai shows. We're just coping with the memes. That's what I mean. It's like sometimes I don't know if people are serious, and if you're not serious, then keep memeing. Just keep on memeing. Show the support by memeing. Quintessential quintuplets. Oh, that's a good question mark. I didn't do either of them. The movie was good. It didn't end how I wanted it, but the movie was good. It had no. Okay. My review for Quintessential Quintuplets movie. I don't like how this movie played out, but I do like the ending. I think it did a good job of explaining the ending. That's all I'm gonna say. The ending. But I hate how the movie itself played out, because it's literally that whole thing of like, here's this route. But is it the route? Start over. This route. But is the route? Nope, start over. This route. And it was so jumbled. It was like a jumbled mess. But again, I do like, even though it's not my ending, it's not my choice, not my ending, I do like the ending, because technically second best girl wins. So I know that's technically a spoiler for anybody that knows my best girl for that show. I apologize. It wasn't the director. Bayan was just busy creating the masterpiece that was Onimai. Exactly. There's the other meme right there, is the Onimai took all the animators. That's the other coping mechanism. It's Onimai's fault. No, like, legitimately, while I was like super hype on Onimai and just loving it and gushing about it, there was just so many points where people would just pop in and would be like legitimately mad. Like, I hate Onimai because it took away animators from Mushoku. I'm like, you don't know how these animations work, do you? You do not know the production schedules and how they work, do you? It's okay. Still waiting for Onimai second. Dude, we need it. They technically teased a second season, because it said at the very end, next stop Onimai, and then it had a 2 nearby. So I don't know. We need it. The best girl was not one of the quintuplets. Which one? Did I miss like one of the side characters? Let's see. Don't say the sister. If you say the sister, I'm gonna ban you, Philip. Ban you, Philip. Yup. The movie. I'm gonna put like a 7. I did not like. Well, I'm gonna put a 6. I'm gonna be super critical of that layout. Yep. Oops. Quintessential Quintuples itself, I'm gonna probably put a 7. It's a good harem series. It's a very refreshing, good harem series. There's Kingdom of Ruins. Edge Boy Show. I think a 6. It's good. What else? Ping Pong Club, dude. This show is like a 10 out of 10. Freaking Ping Pong Club's the best show ever. I'm just joking. I'm not gonna put a 10 on it. I don't even know what I would rank it. I do want to rewatch it though. This is one that, for those who don't know, Ping Pong Club is. I know I've talked about this. I think on every single live stream. Ping Pong Club is like that show. For me, it was that show that I watched with my childhood friend, and we just like literally, like a bunch of dumb kids, just laughed our butts off watching the show together. And it's one of those things where you kind of wonder if, was it that funny, or did we just play off each other's laughter and thus we just laughed through the entire thing, or is it really that funny? It is a crude and disgusting juvenile show, and I think that was probably why we loved it so much. But again, it's one of those shows where I'm not sure that I would ever rewatch it, because I want to keep that rose tinted glasses. Like if I rewatch it, I'm probably going to lose, like I'm going to have to hang up those glasses and I'll never have them again. But it's raunchy as hell. We actually this is getting TMI. Not like in a disgusting way. He had like this, I think it was a DV recorder. I think it was a mini DV recorder or something like that. Some sort of video recorder. And we literally record ourselves rapping the Ping Pong Club song. So I was like, there is a side of me that wishes, like, is there somewhere in this world, is there a DV of like literally me and my friend just rapping the Ping Pong Club song that we made up off the top of our heads? It would be massively cringy if I could ever find that. Anyways, story time with Andrew is over. Yuzuki Family, I never rated that. Who? 10. Super good. Yuzuki Family's super good. Strongest Exorcist, another one I want to read, but no translation. The MC's personality was nice after so many goody ones. It was solid. It's actually very solid. And yeah, interesting note, the director for that one's actually going to be working on Mushoku Tensei Part 2, Season 2. So if you liked Strongest Exorcist and how that was done, same director. Surene Linking Shot. Holy crap. That's another one. 9. So good. You guys, so good. Remember Super Milk-chan? Oh, Super Milk-chan. Dude, that's such a good show. She was so dorky. I actually really like Super Milk-chan. Vexations. It's good. I think a 6 is good. I do really love the main character, though. Sugumomo. The first season's like really good of Sugumomo. How good though? Yeah, Kyoani Supremacy. Dude, like Surene is like a prime example of storytelling with sound. Like I guess the best way to put it, like storytelling with sound. Because Surene Linking Shot especially, oh my gosh, like so much tension just from the music and the sound. Under Ninja. Have I come to conclusion on Under Ninja yet? I think a 5. I just don't like how the story's told, but I was super interested in it. I think 5's good, though. Dude, Mirocho's so cute, dude. This show is so freaking cute. Not the greatest story, though. Need to rewatch Hyoka. I've never... Hyoka's one of the few Q&A shows I have not watched. I have it. And that was mainly because it wasn't, like, legally available at the time. And I was super on to the idea of watching stuff legally. And by the time it finally got licensed, I never had a moment to watch it. Loving the music in the background of the live stream. I need to get some new ones. I've been literally using the same lo-fi track for, like, literally, what, a year now? Under Ninja pays off once you have seen the whole season. Yeah, that's what I was telling most people. I'm like, I kind of think I think Under Ninja was a prime example of something to binge. Because it was so disjointed to watch that on a weekly basis. Yeah, I just want to watch Hyoka because the main girl looks freaking super cute. But I have it physically, and I'll watch it eventually. Oh, dude, Utoramano, Mass of Truth. So freaking good, dude. Utoramano is like literally one of my favorite fantasy franchises of all time. 8 or 9. I'm gonna stay with 8 though. I do love it to death though. Undead Murder Farce was so good early on. It was still decent all the way through though. Great directing though. Kage-sama love his war director. No, you're not planning a huge Trigger fan, but have you been enjoying Delicious Dungeon? Do we have to have this discussion again? Do we have to have this discussion again? Let's have the discussion. Let's have the discussion. Let's have the discussion if Andrew is a Trigger fan or not. Let's have a discussion if Andrew is a Trigger fan or not. One of the greatest anime of all time. Is okay. Is okay. Really love this show. Has one of the best scenes ever for a voice actor in the entire industry. Don't like these two, Inferno Cop or Ninja Slayer. Not really anime in my opinion. I like Little Witch Academia. Patrol Lulico's okay. Kisniver was okay. Had a lot of potential. Little Witch Academia TV was okay. I like the OVA a lot more. Really love Darling in the Franxx. Really love SSS Gridman. I was literally one of the few people online that was championing the hell out of Gridman. I think it was one of the best things ever. Promare I never watched, or haven't watched yet, rather. BNA I really enjoyed. Dynazenon I did not like as much as Gridman, but it was still decent. Cyberpunk was one of the greatest anime of all time. I have not watched Gridman movie. Dungeon Meshi I am absolutely loving to death, even though I hate foodie shows. So yes, I'm not an anti-Trigger person. I'm more kidding because every now and then I get the question mark of like, I know you're not a Trigger fan, but I don't even know where that came from. I'm still trying to figure out where that anti-Trigger thing came from. Is it because I've not finished Gurren Lagann? I think that's where it came from. I think it's because well, for the longest time, technically the podcast, we had this ongoing joke that everybody wanted me to review Kill la Kill. But Kill la Kill had the same issue for me as Gurren Lagann, where I'd watch it halfway and then I stopped watching it. And then at some point it became a joke that everybody wanted me to review it, but I wouldn't finish it. And then finally when we reviewed it, it took me forever to even post the review. And so that became a joke in itself. And I think now that Gurren Lagann is in that same boat where I keep not finishing it, people think that I hate Trigger. But literally, like, besides Inferno Cop and Ninja Slayer, which I don't even classify them as anime, they're literally like Newgrounds, like Flash animations. Like, these aren't anime. This shouldn't even be on this site, except for the fact that it's Trigger, so it has to be on here. But other than that, like, I pretty much like everything they've done. So it's a funny thing. It's just a funny thing. I'm not mad. It's just a funny thing. It's always been a funny thing. Oh, you're a massive Gurren Lagann fan. So because I haven't finished it, it doesn't mean I don't like Trigger just because I haven't finished your favorite show. Primari slander will not be tolerated. I haven't even watched it. I can't slander something I haven't watched. I do need to watch it, though. I've heard a lot of good things. Little Witch's GOAT. Dude, Little Witch Academia, the OVA, is literally a perfect anime. Like, that was literally a perfect anime. Now, the TV series... it was fine, but I don't think it should have happened. Like, it was almost like they didn't hyper focus like the original OVA did. Like, the original OVA is perfect because they were so hyper focused on telling the story that we're telling, whereas the TV was like, let's just do this other stuff and not really have a solid focus and just chase the bad guy. And I think it kind of ruined it for me. And that's more because I was probably looking for an expansion of the original OVA, and it wasn't doing that. Otomo Waramono is one of my favorite. Dude, it's so good. The entire franchise is good, and except for False Faces. The False Faces was the only one that didn't work for me, and I want to try it again to see if it might work this time. It was so harem focused, in which Otomo Waramono is a harem, but it's typically like political intrigue and battles and character developments and stuff like that. Not so much how many times can we go to the hot bath. How many times can we go to the onsen. I only watched the TV Little Witch Academia and loved it. Dude, if you love the TV Little Witch Academia, watch the OVA. Trust me, it is perfection in every count. Good note, go to amazon.co.jp, depending on where you're at. Try to find the Little Witch Academia Blu-ray, because that has both movies in it, and my copy anyways came with English subtitles. It's the best way to pick it up. Yeah, I think I derived it from the podcast. Not to say you hated the studio, but Trigger fans tend to be extremely passionate. Well aware. Well aware. Like I said, I've been dealing with that for a long time. Which at some point I kind of just leaned into it as a funny thing. That people just think I hate it. And because I never finished Kill la Kill. And then now because I don't finish Gurren Lagann. But I honestly thought that was the case for the longest time. I guess if you listen to us long enough, I did believe that was the case for the longest time until suddenly, I don't know if it was one of the podcast episodes or if it was a live stream. Suddenly out of nowhere, I'm like, but do I? Not that I felt that I hated Trigger, but that Trigger wasn't for me. And then at some point, it dawned on me like, wait, I really liked Gridman. I really liked Darling in the Franxx. And how many shows do they have? And I finally looked at the list and I'm like, holy crap, I actually like a majority of their stuff, and I never really realized it. It's funny. But that doesn't mean I'm a Trigger apologist. Kill la Kill is a top 10 GOAT show for me, but it's not an apologist. Well, that is one of those kind of funny things where some people like hyper focus on like the best of a studio, and they don't realize that there's like Amora, somebody made that joke already. You're too late on that one. Philip from like 20 minutes ago says give the joke back. What was I lost my joke. But no, I think people hyper focus on like the best of a studio, and they don't realize that the studio is not like it's not like a perfect studio. Like I always point out Ufotable. Everybody thinks that Ufotable is like Fate Stay Night. Well, that's because they, at some point, Ufotable started doing a lot of trailers for, like, Tales of series and a lot of mobile games, and then suddenly out of nowhere, they got the Type Moon money. And then they went crazy and formulated their own style with incredible talented people. And so whenever people think about Ufotable, they think of unlimited budget works. But where's it at? Nobody remembers shows like this. Ninja Nonsense. That's Ufotable. They weren't always crazy. They weren't always crazy Unlimited Blade Works budget and crazy action and animation. Ninja Nonsense was just kind of very budget. It was a funny show, though. I did like Ninja Nonsense. Trigger actually is a hard studio for me to like. Depends on the story. And now, Trigger technically does have a big advantage because they were... The people that made that studio were so well known before then, so it kind of just had that kind of leap. But again, even with Trigger, like Inferno Cop and stuff like that's not that good looking. I mean, it's a sketch comedy kind of thing, but I understand what it's doing. Footable's a tax evasion studio. That's literally every company in the world. Does it say Footable got the difference between a Footable and everybody else is they got caught. The difference is they got caught. Trigger's actually a hard studio for me to like. Depends on the story is chill or not. Love BNA. Most of the stories from Trigger kind of leave me feeling lost. Yeah, they have a habit of getting crazy. They love getting crazy. They're unapologetically crazy, which I do like. I do like a lot. Oh my gosh, Tenchi Muyo. I have none of the Tenchi Muyos rated, or Slime. Dude, Dreaming Boy is a realist. You go down in the 2s. I'm on the topic of Football, which on the Holy Night soon. Totally hype. Dude, there's so much good stuff coming out of Type of Moon right now. Like I'm still trying to wrap my head around the idea that Fate Stay Night is finally getting a Western release. like an official English release. I still feel like I dreamed that. And it doesn't actually exist. Yeah, that 3's fine. It's not that bad. It's not a bad show. Reincarnated Strongest Exorcist. I think that's a solid 5 show for me. But no, I think my biggest right now for Footable is I need to finish Heavensville. I still need to finish Heavensville. I've watched 2 out of 3. And then I need to watch Garden of Sinners. I've watched like 6 of, 8? Garden of Sinners. And another one that I watched that and then I got sidetracked and I never finished it. I'm going to play Stay Facing Night one in your free time. I'm going to definitely pick it up. I don't know that I'm going to immediately jump into it because I don't know that necessarily there's anything for me to really get from that. Another news, Freyren had another banger episode. It did. Dude, Ubel was so freaking good. My friend played Fate on his phone at my high school graduation rehearsal. Tenchi Muyo is so good, but the OVAs lost me. I'm an old school OVA. I'm an old school Tenchi fan. Like the original Tenchi Muyo universe, or the original Tenchi universe, the original Tenchi Muyo OVA, Tenchi in Tokyo, Tenchi Muyo in Love, Daughter of Darkness, and what was the other one? There was one other movie, and then after that, I don't know. GPX, all that other stuff, never touched it. And the new ones they released, I never watched them. Look, there's the other rom-com second season burned show. It's still a good 4 though. I'll put it 4. Yes, I did watch Magical Sasami. I actually watched the original first release of it, which was an OVA on a VHS, and I actually have that VHS somewhere in here. The only VHS, well, I have 2 VHSs. One VHS is literally the one part of that had the original first release Sasami, Magical Girl Sasami, and then later on I watched the series. So yes, that's another one. Here's I'm a fan of Pokemon at all. Games or not. I played the original Blue when it came out. I think it was Blue. And Yellow. I even have so yeah, Blue and Yellow. watched the TV series, went and watched the movie in theater, the first movie in theaters, unbecame a fan of Pokemon because I felt so out of place going to theaters, because literally when I went there was like 4 or 5-year-olds all over the place, and I was like, I felt out of place, and so I never touched anything Pokemon again after that. And then I played Shield here recently. But no, yeah, I one funny story. I had the Game Boy camera. And for those who don't know, the Game Boy camera was technically the first, I believe the first introduction of Pokemon to the West. Because I remember having that damn thing, and for the longest time, we couldn't figure out what the stickers were in it. For those who don't know, the Game Boy camera, it was like the original Game Boy, and it gave it like this black and white camera. It was the coolest thing ever, and you can get a printer and everything. And you can make these little stickers of whatever you took a picture of. It was these really crappy cameras. But in there, once you took a picture, you can apply a sticker onto the picture you took. And it was Pokemon. But we had no idea at the time what the hell the creatures were. This was before, again, we even got Pokemon over here. It was the most interesting thing that at some point I went back and I was like, holy crap, those were Pokemon. Yellow dot maker painters, like this little bitty thing that went zzz. It was literally what you get like when you're making your receipts at a store. Pokemon Legends arcades. Yeah, I have not played any of the newer ones. I'm hoping my hope right now is that the whole situation with Pal World, I know this is a stupid dream, I know. I'm hoping the whole thing with the Pal World will actually push them to actually make a really good innovation of their whole thing, because Pal World in a sense is literally what everybody wants Pokemon to turn into. Not guns and everything, but you know what I mean. Raeliana had a crappy ending, but I did really like it. I'm gonna put 6. The commercial for the Game Boy. Dude, all those commercials suck so bad. There's so many bad commercials back in the day. Somebody the other day was listening to this commercial came on, and the commercial sounded like one of those old school like video game commercials, where it just sounded like the person that was narrating it, like they drank like 15 Red Bulls, and then they gave him a microphone and they said, talk about this race car, and they start freaking just rambling on with like massive amounts of energy. It almost sounds like they're gonna have a heart attack. I was like, man, I haven't heard a commercial like that in forever. Like those old game video, like especially Sega that had like the most edgiest of edge boy commercials, and it's so cringy to think about now. The Power Glove. My friend had Power Glove. My friend that actually got me into anime a long time ago, his family lived in like a decent neighborhood, which ended up being like right next to one of my relatives, where one of my relatives lived. That's how I met him. And he literally, his parents both had jobs, really good paying jobs, but they weren't living lavishly. So he got like literally every console, every accessory. He had like the Virtual Boy. He had everything for the Nintendo, the Power Gun, the big blaster, the big Nintendo SNES blaster. He had all that stuff, and yes, and also the glove. And it was terrible. It was terrible. It was stupid. And they had it in that dumb movie too. Like, it was the coolest thing ever. Temtem didn't do it, so I don't think Pal World is going to change. I don't think it is. It's just one of those dreams. You wish that they would give you, because like I said, I haven't played Pal World, but from what I've seen of it, it looks like literally what we want. We want an open world where you run around with your friends and you collect Pokemon, all that kind of stuff. And as long as the games keep selling, they don't care what other companies are doing. I mean, there was a Pokemon style MMO that was made before Pal World, and it didn't change anything. It just does what Nintendo don't. Yes. Andrew, I thought I stopped playing game. Thought you stopped gaming to become an anime fan. It's not that I wanted to stop gaming. It's just that I didn't have time to game. I enjoy gaming every now and then. Like, I just finished Resident Evil 6, or Resident Evil 4 remake. And next week, I will be playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on either YouTube or Twitch. So, yes, the 29th. Look for my stream then. Powerful is amazing. It looks like it plays really good. Power is the most fun I've had in the game in years, not gonna lie. Is it still doing good? Is it like does it have a retention of players, or is it kind of dropping now? Because I haven't heard people talk about it in like a week. Like ever since the whole thing with if Pokemon Company was going to sue them or not, and they made that statement. Ever since then, nobody's like talking about it anymore. It's dropping now. I kind of figured it was kind of dropping off. Well, I don't know multi-stream. I don't know. I've never really looked into doing multi-stream. Technically, unless they changed my contract with Twitch, I don't think I'm allowed to, but I don't know that they'd ever catch me. But that is an option. I don't know. Can you natively send to both companies, or do you still have to use like a proxy to send it to both? I know last time I was looking into it, there was like a service that you can use that would send it to both. The lost 12 million players. Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting a hint of, is that there's no in-game content. Like, you get to a certain point, and there's nothing really else to do. You beat the bosses, and it's done. I know where Zom won in 99. Through 99. It's his list. That's not the joke. I know that they changed their head streamers, like the ones with the partner programs, but I thought that just the standard like partners weren't allowed to do it. Yeah, the Power World still can change. Like they literally have so much more they can do with it. So I'm not saying to judge it based on that. Zom 100's fun, but I'm not big on it. I'm gonna do 7. Yeah, to get that much success with what little they put into it so far is huge. So they only have up to go. Every single Monogatari series is a 10 out of 10 except for Hana, so that's an easy one for me. And more Setsuba Sensei. Eventually, I will rank every Setsuba Sensei. Dude, Wolf's Rain. Holy crap. WWW Wagnaria was not as good as the original working, but it was decent. Is that all the new shows, at least, that I can at least remember if they were good or not? Oh, there's Tale of Outcasts. Do that one real quick. 5. Is Nisei? Did I miss Nisei? But yes, Nisei is also a 10 out of 10. Like I said, the only Monogatari that I don't like is Hana. And I do kind of want to try it again to see if I still don't like it. Shield Hero, at least the 3rd season was good. It was a 6. Yohane? Did I miss Yohane? Yohane and the Parhelion? I think it's a solid 7. I really like Yohane. It's super cute. Super wholesome. Later parts are kind of rough. Akatsuki Triangle at the bottom. That one hurts. Hurt by... Yeah, I never finished it. See 2 episodes. I was gonna wait for the uncensored version. Do I rate Drop So? No. Unless I get like really far into it. But see, some of these aren't really drops. They're just... These are all paused. These are all the ones that I'll eventually watch them, probably. Except for Plunder. I probably will never go back to Plunder. I thought I finished Show by Rock Stars. I have to go double check that one. Ken Colley, the show that will never finish. I thought I finished Burn the Witch, but I have to check that one too. Wolf's Rain was beautiful but confusing as a kid. Dude, it was. It was. I think me and Chris had that discussion at some point where it was like, I seem to remember that we were like, okay, but the wolves are cool, so it's alright. Like, it gets so, like, abstract towards the later part, and it's like, I don't know what the hell's going on, but wolves. And the OP's freaking amazing. What went wrong with Gangali? I don't know, but I've always felt like that show never existed. Like, when they announced the second season right after the first season, and then it literally took how many years did it take before they finally released that? The original season was 2015. So literally March 26th of 2015, they announced that this was going to get a second season. And then almost 8 years later, they announced that there would be a second season. Or the second season was coming. Again, they announced in 2015 that they were going to have a second season. But then, literally 8 years later, they finally say, "Don't worry, it's coming." Well, 7 years actually. And then when it gets here, I'm like, they immediately do 2 episodes, and they announce a delay. And I was like, this show doesn't exist. Like, it takes you that long, and then you're gonna delay. It was weird. Ken Call is the one with the cute girls, the anime girls that were, yeah. It was my favorite was always the Nobuki girl. She was my favorite. There's something about these pages that makes my monitor angry. Yeah, Kongo Des. Best girl Kongo Des. I love Kongo Des. Nobuki. Yeah, Kangali, I believe, was the first one, and then Azurlane came up behind them. A browser game that still survives these days. There's, like, guides online to figure out how to play that game. That shows you how passionate people are about it. Alright, let me skim through this one more time. Most Heretical Last Boss. I wanted to like it, but it did not do much. I'm going to put a 4 on that one. Let's see. Legendary Hero is dead. It had some good points at the very beginning, but it didn't do much for me. Fire Hunter, dead. I'm gonna read the books. If one of these days, when I have time, I'll read the books. Probably never. Tear Moon Empire, super good. Probably put a 7. I watched AKB 48. No. I kind of want to. Is it the mecha one? I think I did watch some of it. I think I did watch some of it. Stardust Telepath. Yeah, 5. It was cute, though. Super cute. What else? Skate Infinity. I never ranked Skate Infinity. Ooh. That's one that I really liked the beginning of it, but I didn't like where it went. Like, the beginning was super good. The beginning of it was so freaking hype. And it's a good looking show, and the music and everything's great, but it just got kind of cringy towards the later part of it. Put 6. It's probably better than a 6, but I'm gonna put a 6. Let's see. Selection Project was super good. I actually like Selection Project. It took a while to pick up, but I did really like it. Put a 7. I think Tiger and Bunnies seemed underrated when the second season came out. I think there's like a retention problem there, because it took so long before the second season of Tiger and Bunny came out that I think most people dropped out of anime. That's my guess. Because yeah, when that second season came around, I was expecting to see people be like just hyping it up and talking about it. It's just like Bleach. I expected when Bleach came back that people were going to be hyped up about it. But with Bleach, technically, most of the people that were like diehard fans went and read the manga, and so they didn't really care one way or another that Bleach came back. Or again, they just don't watch anime anymore. Is it due to the superhero fatigue? I don't think so. Sierra's still hyped in Japan though, yeah. I mean, that's where they're kind of obviously going to be having their finger on the pulse on and know that it's going to do well over there. Saint Cecilia, did I rank this one? I think it's 5. The later half of it's kind of blah. First half of it was solid though. We're in the 7 Splale Blades. I don't even want to rank. Reborn is a vending machine. 3. It had something in there that was good, but eh. Also, Bleach is too large for kids to catch up and watch the latest season. Yeah, it doesn't do well for newcomers. I mean, that's just like One Piece and stuff like that. Oh, One Piece is an insane example, but imagine falling out of anime, right? I mean, there's a statistic out there somewhere. I don't know how true it is, but there's that whole 3-year statistic about falling out of anime. I don't think it's really 3 years anymore because I think back in the day the 3-year thing made sense because people would get into anime, they watch for about 3 years, and then they would get fatigue of it and they'd fall off and do other things, or they just move on with their life. Something comes up in their life, either college comes up, they get out of college and they go into the business world, or something like that. You're either a young kid going to college, you drop out, you go to college, you get into it, and then you graduate, you drop off. Is that the transitions in people's lives. But at the same time, there is I think that back then there was more of an element of not having quite so much this idea of social. That's the best term for this, or there's not a term for it. So the best way to say it is like social media, social gathering type an element of the internet that sort of helps you get hooked into it. Because now more than ever, we have the ability to converse with other people and sort of feed into each other's addictions. The internet kind of gives us the ability, as it is now, to feed into each other's addictions. I mean, I can't think of the last time I've had somebody that I regularly DM or whatever, or talk to on Discord or something like that, and suddenly they drop out of anime. Because we kind of just feed each other. Yeah, some of us will have, like Adrian, mod of the channel. He sucks at watching shows. He barely watches any shows. But every now and then, me and Earthly will get him to have to watch a show. We finally got him to watch Danger My Hearts. So even the people that you do like talk to on a regular basis that don't watch as much, and they may fall and like cool down, you'll still kind of wrap them into it every now and then because it never leaves them. And we as anime fans ensure that our friends will never stop watching anime. I mean, most people just watch anime when an insane hyped show breaks into the mainstream, like One Punch Man and Attack on Titan and Jujutsu Kaisen. Well, yeah, always. That's always gonna be the case. There's one show every year that everybody just freaks out about. The general community, the general person watches. Everything else nobody cares about. If you look on Mal or something like that for like your listings, it's 5 times as much as the next best show. The massive amount of millions of people that watch Jujutsu Kaisen don't watch anything else. They're your standard, your normies, as we like to call them. It's not a derogatory term. It's just the normies. Why do I have this show on my freaking screen right now? Poor. Tokyo Revenger was big though because it was on YouTube, really, but died down in the future seasons. Early on Disney Plus. I do think there's an aspect of availability. 4 was too generous. Her story was good, but that's all I can give it. Her story was good, but he's still annoying as hell. At least there was a decent focus on her story to keep me somewhat entertained. But yeah, it's not a good show. Is that all the newer shows? Oh my gosh, Maya Tome. Oh, Mobile Suit Gundam, Witch of Mercury. Goody. The second season was kind of a bleh. It was still good though. No, that's too generous. I'm gonna 6 it. It's not my favorite Gundam. I don't even think my favorite Gundams are in this area right here because they're all like, I think I've ranked all the good ones. Probably my last ranked my anime list video that I did. Live that I did. Had to rent a Girlfriend magazine or manga is like 300 chapters in it, and it's still more than the same. Right? I've heard pretty much everybody that is reading that is, yeah, it's just doing the same thing over and over again. He's milking it, or at least the editor's milking it, or the publisher's milking it. It was rushed. It deserved to be longer. Yeah, well, I kind of made the argument early on that I felt like where by the time that we were getting into the second season, I was like, it feels like this is it. But yeah, there's always different directions they can take it. You have to watch Double Zeta, but would change a lot after its opening change to the second opening theme. Any shows that you hate the later season for some reason? I love season 1 and 2 of Kaguya-sama Love is War, but I can't watch season 3 for some reason. Well, at least with Kaguya-sama Love is War, it makes sense because season 3 technically has it starts to get into more of the actual characters' relationships, so it's less like constantly a joke coming up. So I kind of understand you there. But there's a lot of examples I can give you of a second season that doesn't work out. Like we talked about earlier, the rom-com second season curse, which is Uzaki-chan, Nagatoro. Those are shows that I wanted a second season, but when we got a second season, it wasn't good. On the screen right now, anything past the original Week Cross, I don't like. Now, Mario Kata technically did make the original Week Cross, and so that's probably why I liked it so much. But yeah, Conflated and Incited, I did not like of the Week Cross series, but the original one was good. I have like a ton of examples of first season goes into second season, it didn't work. Now, technically, Recross is not necessarily a second season or third season or whatever, but they are technically sequels in time, so it does make sense that they are technically multiple seasons. What I say is my favorite Gundam series. My number one of all time, I'd probably say Iron Blooded Orphans. But I love War in the Pocket. I'm blanking on the name of the other one. Oath MS Team. And Gundam Origin. Yeah, Oath and MS Team. It's great. I love that. I love that kind of setting in the jungles and stuff like that. Season 3, Kaguya-sama Love has pushed the show to my greatest of all time shortlist plus the rap. Yeah, I enjoyed it too. I'm just saying that I can understand why it feels different. Or at least that's what may be reason, because it definitely does change the tone. Do you wish actually how I found your channel? Well, I'm sorry I just gave it a bad rating. But I did love covering it. I loved talking about that show. It was so good. Weak Cross should be pronounced as weak sauce. We did jump into that joke at some point. Oh, you're right. So it should be Weos. We just talked about that earlier. You're not supposed to pronounce the X. So it should be Weox. Or Weos. But yes, it's supposed to be Weak Cross. Again, that's there. Somebody was asking earlier an example of where you actually pronounce that or you ignore it. Weak Cross is actually technically supposed to be Weak Cross. Not Weak Sauce. But yes, we did say weak sauce after a while. But then, yeah, somebody was like, no, it's supposed to be Weak Cross. but it should be weos because we're not supposed to pronounce the X. It's all dumb. Stardust Memories, I don't remember. What was that one about? No G Gundam love. I was late on the G Gundam thing. I figured that if I was younger, I would have loved G Gundam. But I think the time that I finally watched G Gundam, it just didn't work for me. It's absurd as hell, and I like that about it. But how hard is it to figure out what old shows you watched were to catalog once you started using the catalog websites? It was an entire weekend, legit weekend, of going through all of Mal. And I hated every minute of it. But at the time, I knew I needed to do it. I just had this one moment where I'm like, I have to do this. Because, like I tell people, why I use the full spectrum of scoring is because I have to use these sites in order to do a lot of my content. Like, if I'm doing a top best slice of life, it's nice to have this where I can just put in slice of life. Genres. I can put slice of life in here, and I can find my best slice of life of all time. Or I can find my worst slice of life of all time. It's a crucial thing for me. So I literally, with Mal, again, spent an entire weekend just going page after page after page. And yes, there was a lot of shows where I was like, I recognize this show, and I wasn't really sure if I did watch it. I didn't add it to my list. So there's probably tons more that I don't even have on my list that I actually did watch from back in like again, my friend used to get like a bunch of these random VHSs, and we would just sit down and watch it. And it was like the weirdest stuff ever, and I would never remember the names of them. I had a hard time once I started using those websites in 2018. I enjoyed my input from week to week on it. It was, like I said, it was a fun show to watch. It just had she had massive Char vibes, and it was fun figuring out what the hell she was doing. It's always good when you have a nice... I like that she was a Char character, but she wasn't a Char character. Like, I do love Char, and I think she was a good twist on that. Kogi is the biggest fall of for me. End of season 2, it was peak anime. Yeah, I watched the 2 season. I watched Code Geass and Rebellion and all that kind of stuff, but I never watched beyond then. I didn't hear anything good about the follow-up seasons, and so I'm like, I'm just gonna leave it there. First exposure was way back in the day, Gundam F91. F91 was decent. F91 was decent. I just remember that the plot line wasn't that cohesive. When did I migrate from Mal to AnyList? 2 years ago? I've been keeping up with my list over there. Like, every 2 seasons I'll go back and I'll add everything to it, but I don't know why I'm keeping it updated. I've been doing really bad keeping up my manga and light novel lists. All this stuff is so outdated. Like, I put DeadTube on here, and I guess I watched Red 7 volumes. I don't know. I'm so bad with keeping up on any of this stuff. Adrian, I figured that you would show up immediately because I had something in the thumbnail, but apparently not. But I finished updating all my lists, and so wrapping it up here soon. We're just talking at this point. But yeah, that was fun. And I don't know that I got through the entire Mal, but that was horrible. Just page to pages. Fell asleep earlier unknowingly. Everyone must love Forest Goddess Lane. Anywho, now that Adrian's here, I'm probably going to wrap things up. My tushy is tired. I've been sitting for 3 hours straight. It was a good stream. I always love whenever I do more talking with the chat than actually doing anything that I'm supposed to do. And I don't take breaks because I'm too busy. Why are people hating decent shows like Fluffy Paradise? People are hating Fluffy Paradise? I don't think it's an incredible show, but I don't know why there was a reason to hate it. Have I rated Arya the Scarlet Ammo? Yes, I think I did. I don't know if I rated the second one that I hated. I did. Why did I put both 6? Oh, this is specials. What's the other one? There's another one that I hated. Arya the Scarlet Ammo I enjoyed, but then there's a second one. There it is, double A. 3. I did not like double A. Double A was so dumb. It was like you took everything that was good about the original series and you made a sequel with some dumb girl that's followed up on the whole thing. They screw up the whole website just for an ad stunt. There was an ad stunt? You talking about Mal? I've seen Korawa Zombie Desk. Is this a zombie? No, I haven't watched that one yet. Oh, Lane, yeah. Yeah, that was good. Love Lane. But yeah, I'm gonna call it for the night. And let's see. I had something planned. Tomorrow, thankfully, I'm gonna do Danger to My Heart and Apothecary Diaries, since solo leveling is not going to be on tomorrow. So I get to do those two of those tomorrow. Like I said, I'm probably gonna do Ninja Kamui review or first impressions on Sunday, since I don't have to put off Danger to My Heart. And yeah, looking forward to Moshoko Monday, as always. But yes, like I said, next week, Thursday is the 29th, right? Yeah. Thursday seems weird. 29th is the release of Final Fantasy, right? But yeah, whenever Final Fantasy releases, I will, again, I'll figure out if I'm going to do a dual stream on the Twitch and YouTube at the same time. If not, I'll probably just do one. But yeah, looking forward to that. If I do to YouTube, I might just go ahead and just set it to not keep the VOD, and that'll like avoid hopefully any issues. I know they can technically live slap your videos, but we'll play by ear. Danger to My Heart has been sublime this season, dude. It's been so good. Like every episode is literally like a 10 out of 10 finale. Like I'm just, when are you gonna stop? But yeah, thanks for dropping by, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream, and I thank you all for dropping by. Again, thanks to Cami and Gearlist for the massive drops. I greatly appreciate the support. It means a lot to me. Probably won't be able to catch me live tomorrow. I'm not going to be live tomorrow. Like I said, I'm going to be live next Thursday. I'm just releasing videos tomorrow. Is your Twitch under the same name? It is Otaku Spirited. So there's ED at the end of it. Some horrible person stole my name. So, yeah. Lots of days pays. That's what you're talking about. Oh, leap year. Anyways, thank you guys. Take care.